We'll be seeing her tomorrow night at the HP Pavilion. There she is. Yeah. Hey there, Tari. Nice to see you. What's going on? Oh, jeez, man. Please. How are you? What's going on? Did
Good.
you watch that game last night? Was that
did.
ridiculous or what?
Why is now like clapping on the court a reason to get a second technical and
couldn't figure it out myself. I can't believe that they're so touchy. They're so sensitive to the most seeming like harmless kind of act that they're going to suspend or eject a player because he was clapping. But that was the least of the story of last night's game, Terry.
I
was
know.
it just a absolute roller coaster ride of emotion if you were into the game on one side or the other, or what?
I actually was, it was exciting. I like games like that.
Warriors looked like they were going to get steamrolled.
Yeah.
They were down by 21
Yeah.
the first half, looking like they would lose by 45, 50 points.
I know.
All of a sudden, if you went up and you got a Corona, 30 seconds later you come back, they've cut the lead to 7.
Yep.
They obviously looked like they were just waiting to take control, take the lead in the second half. They did that. They have the comfortable 9-point lead. They have the series won. And they let them off the hook.
Yeah.
They let them off the hook, Terry.
They did.
15-0
Up
run
by
by Dallas. That's pretty big.
to end the game, 15-0 run. The Warriors are up by 9 with 3 minutes to go. They have the series done. I'm sitting there thinking about, I'll go to this game when they play Houston. I'll go to that game. I'll be able to go to Oakland here, there, and all of a sudden, before I know it, and before all the Warrior fans know it, and before the players and Don Nelson knew it, Dirk Nowitzki starts hitting threes. And Dallas starts getting this little momentum going, and they pull it out. I mean, Dallas just sucks. And how did they do it? I mean, please. And now I'm worried about if the Warriors can recover from this. It might have been better if they just lost by 35. This is the kind of loss that can resonate in your head, Terry, and give the Mavericks this false hope that they can carry on into the game on Thursday night. Now I'm a little bit concerned about where this series goes from here, Terry.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little bit concerned. They let them off the hook. They had them. They were dead. They were buried. They were buried. And then all of a sudden the hand came out of the grave.
They wanted to win at home in front of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah.
That would be the bright side as far as looking at it. But the fans would have taken the win on the road and worried about the next series.
Yeah, that's probably true.
All right.
Hand out of the grave like the last scene in Carrie.
Oh,
Got me every time.
Goodness. It was like a horror movie. It was like the scary movie, any scary movie where you think the guy's dead at the end, and all of a sudden there's one last gasp, one last scare, and all you have to do is just stab him one last time or just smack him one last time, and the movie's over, the credits roll, and you leave the theater. Well, they didn't slap him one last time. They didn't stab him one last time, and now the monster lives.
Oh, you think he's dead, and you go back to check, and he's gone.
Exactly. And now we have to worry about the sequel.
Every time, right?
Speaking about thinking he's gone, but always seems to return. Good morning, John. Oh, jeez.
Right up there. Well, that ass, right. Hey, good morning, T-Man.
Good morning,
Welcome to Wednesday
John.
morning
Welcome.
show. Hello,
Thanks for
Terry, how
having
are
me
you?
on. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, yes.
Yes, that's right. And I've got some Joe Breezy audio. Are you just waiting, just
Oh,
grabbing it hard
no.
up to hear it?
You know how disappointed I was in watching the Warriors game last night that I wasn't able to listen to Joe Breezy. So
Well, because he wasn't a
absolutely.
warrior.
I hope that you have his show from beginning to end last night with you co-hosting. Oh, that would make my day.
Oh,
Yeah,
would-
thanks a lot. Oh, we're losing the connection. Okay, thanks.
Oh, bummer.
Wow.
Oh, bad cell phone, huh?
It's bad enough I have to sit there and play footage of him and his mom, which I have a choice as to whether I want to play it or not, but I can't help myself. But as far as sitting back and hearing him calling in to Joe Breezy's fine evening program, I think I'll move on with my day without it.
How
We'll
was
be
the
seeing Joe Breezy tomorrow night at the HB Pavilion. How was what now?
the Conan show? I was wondering if...
Oh, yeah. How
Oh, we'll tell you all about that. Believe me, well, plenty of time for all
Okay,
this.
great. I can't
Yes.
wait.
We were all together watching the game last night. People going crazy and then just leaving in a little bit of a shocked kind of mode.
Yeah, I bet.
We were sitting there at Jillian's, down in wing after wing, me and Pastela and some of the boys from the station. Angel was there, eating his big burger, taking it to the fence.
Oh, yeah, big burger. Oh, double cheese.
Another shot of beer, shot of beer, shot of beer. And everyone's all excited about the Warriors comeback, and it just didn't end right. And now what happens? They covered the spread. Now what happens?
They did, easily.
And the game goes on.
I told you I was almost going to come out of retirement for that 9.5 point spread they were putting out there yesterday. Like the Warriors were going to roll over them, like they'd be up by 21 points in the first half or something. Please, you see how quick the Warriors came back in when they were down 21 in the first half, looking like they were going to get steamrolled before you blinked your eye. It was down to single digits.
Yep.
Did you blink your eye, Terry?
I did, and sure enough, single digits.
Oh, jeez. Now what happens at Game 6? After this kind of loss, now what happens? The crowd has to be louder than they even were in Games 3 and 4. I know they're saying to themselves, those who were there in Oakland the other night, that's impossible, Mr. T-Man, sir. I think you have no choice. The Warriors are going to need the roof to be blown off that arena if they're going to be able to get out of their heads the way this game ended last night. So can you take it to yet another decibel level?
Yes, T-Man, we can.
Oh, geez, I know you can, John.
Yeah, absolutely, because I take a Warrior to his ass, and I got it limped up, but you know what? I'm still loving it. Because
Okay, we'll try to figure that one out. I can't make heads or tails out of what he's saying this morning. Did anyone catch any of that? Did anyone?
I think they're all real words, but they're just kind of backwards and in some kind of weird order.
Right. I think, yeah. He reads his cue. He reads his morning cue cards in ubby-dubby. I don't know. Remember Pig Latin, ubby-dubby? Anyone ever speak ubby-dubby? Maybe it was just me. I don't know.
Cool, you have your own language. That's great.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of ubby-dubby? All right.
Oh, Wikipedia it.
Yes.
I bet you would.
Tell us all about it, please. Yeah.
The T-Man Show.
Country star Carrie Underwood lassos her cowboy.
Okay.
Us Weekly's got the pick of the idol hottie and Dallas quarterback Tony Romo huddling and cuddling up at his recent 27th birthday party.
Well, Tony Romo better worry more about football than about Carrie Underwood, all right? Because if you noticed in the draft the other day, Terry, and I know you said you watched the NFL draft from beginning to end without leaving the TV set. You watched every pick, and you're ready to give a full analysis of every round?
Sure.
If you notice, the Dallas Cowboys drafted University of Washington quarterback Isaiah Stanback, and he is going to be a very good pro quarterback. Now, he didn't have the weapons around him at the University of Washington, but obviously the pros around him for the Dallas Cowboys are going to be a little bit better as far as talent's concerned, and if Tony Romo slips up even one hair from the way he ended last season, Isaiah Stanback's going to be in there so fast, and he's never going to give up that spot.
Right.
So he can play around with Carrie Underwood all he wants. But Carrie Underwood all of a sudden is going to look over his shoulder and say, "Oh, that other quarterback is kind of handsome."
Let me try him out.
Yes.
Love his long hair.
Yes.
Yeah, dreads are really sweet.
So I think Tony Romo better stop worrying about who he's hooking up with from American Idol, maybe Ryan Seacrest Morris type. And he should start, throwing some backyard passes to keep himself sharp.
Well, but you would like him. I mean, he needs to have a social life somewhat, right?
No, you need to focus on business and make sure you're secure there, and then that's when you start screwing around left and right.
Weekly's got
Carrie
the
Underwood
pick of
of the
the
world.
idol hottie and Dallas quarterback Tony Romo huddling and cuddling up at his recent 27th birthday party. But Carrie tells Extra don't expect the couple to touch down at the altar.
Oh, nice play on words. Crafty, so creative.
But Carrie tells Extra don't expect the couple to touch down at the altar.
No, I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
What's
Why do
ridiculous?
women just sound so awkward when they talk about marriage? Oh, they're desperately wanting it so bad inside, even this day and age, 2007, when women have all the doors in the world open to them. When it comes down to them talking or thinking about marriage, they get so giddy and so, because of their excitement, uncomfortable, and it just sounds so damn awkward. And here's case in point.
No, I'm so not getting married
Right.
anytime soon.
What's annoying, they were just seen once in a bar, and so now they have them married. So.
Okay.
Are you kidding? It's more than that. Obviously, if you are able to read between the lines, if you're able to even remotely speak woman, all right? I speak fluently the language that is woman. I speak for all women, by the way, while representing all men, so I know the inner workings of the female mind better than any man who's ever walked this planet. If you're able to hear the tone of Carrie Underwood's voice, she wants to marry Tony Romo right now so bad that it's not even funny.
No, I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
Unless he asks me in the next 2 minutes.
Right.
It would be a horrible mistake on her part, and she'll know that better than anyone in the next 2 years if she were to get married to him in the next little while, Terry, but she doesn't know that right now. Right now, all she thinks is he's the star quarterback of the Cowboys. He's cute and cuddly.
So cute.
But watch him get benched and see how much he likes him then. That's why. You got to secure your spot in business. Tony Romo, if he thinks he's secured his spot in business, you better forget it. Because he's about as insecure as it gets.
No, I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
Why couldn't you just left it at that? I'm so not getting married. I have a brilliant career. I have the world at my feet as far as potential and record sales and all that. Why couldn't you have said, hey, I'm a modern woman and I don't need to be getting married? But she had to, in the old-fashioned way of thinking, add anytime soon. Please. You ain't fooling anyone. You're dying for him to get on one knee, to come riding in on the white horse with the ring in his pocket, get on one knee and propose.
I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
That sounds like one of
awkward.
those bachelorette girls who always, when you talk to them, they always sounded really awkward.
Why should she? Yeah, exactly. So why should she sound that way? She, as I said, has so much going for her. She, as I said, has the world just able to in the palm of her hand.
Yeah, she's at a very good place right about now.
And yet she sounds no different than any single mom out there who's found some guy who's actually paying attention to her and has money, and she's ready to lasso him into not only making payments for her family, but to become her husband. She sounds no different than that woman out there, Terry. And you know who she is because you used to look at her in the mirror for years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Desperate as a single mom.
Really?
Not a good place to be.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
just
why does
like
she?
Carrie Underwood.
Well, Terry's in a much better place now. She's happy. She's healthy. She's married. She found the guy that Carrie Underwood still dreams about when she goes to bed. And I'm wondering why she's still consumed with those kind of thoughts and dreams right now. She should be just completely focused on her career and toying around with guys and just shuffling them in and out.
I mean, with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, her and Lindsay Lohan together. Oh, I can just see that.
Occasionally hooking up with Lindsay Lohan and Reese Witherspoon wants to dabble in that world now that she's kind of confused, then Carrie Underwood will help her out, and that's what Carrie Underwood should be thinking about right now.
But
She's not.
But as Stephen pointed out, she's still kind of a hometown
old-fashioned
girl.
country girl.
Yeah.
Down home.
Down home. What else is going on in the world, Terry? What else is happening, please?
Well, it looks like Michael Jordan is enjoying Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, Nicole. According to Extra, they were vacationing together in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed that. I wouldn't have believed Michael Jordan, with as historic, as unbelievably filled with legacy as he is, that he would want to be hanging around with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, that he would want to be hanging around with a woman that Eddie Murphy had 5 kids with. That's right, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That Michael Jordan, who has been with more women as far as just groupies is concerned, and yes, that's right, I know what I'm saying. Michael Jordan, yes, as high society, high and mighty, as classy as he comes across, he has hooked up with more NBA groupies than anyone in the history of NBA basketball. Trust me on that. Trust me on that.
3 seconds. 2,
Gonna
1.
cry.
Michael Jordan, man, it's just a very confusing morning, who has still, even after retirement, a lot of times a big-time athlete goes into retirement, he goes into a funk. Michael Jordan's still on top of the heap after retiring from the NBA 3 to 5 years ago. He's still got a $1 billion enterprise with his line with Nike and all the other endorsements that he still has. And he wants to toy around. He wants to hang around with Eddie Murphy's, the woman he got sick of.
But she's hot.
I wouldn't have believed that if I don't have the audio sitting right in front of me, Terry, but I have the audio to play you whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
I'm going to play it later.
Is that Nicole?
Yeah, might as well be.
I know. No, but
I know she's hot.
Beautiful.
Terry, don't get me wrong. I know that she's tall and she's hard-bodied for a woman who's given up 5 kids in that
she looks awesome.
birthing fashion. But still, in the back of your mind, if I am Michael Jordan and I am like one of the most recognizable, legendary people to ever walk the earth, somewhere in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, this is Eddie Murphy's used-up wife. I'm sorry to have to put it in that term, Terry, but that's Eddie Murphy got sick of her. Why am I going out with her now? Eddie Murphy couldn't stand her a year ago.
Like a hand-me-down.
I'm Michael Jordan. Does he forget he's Michael Jordan?
Well,
because if I'm Michael Jordan and I'm remembering I'm Michael Jordan, somewhere in my mind I'm thinking, this is Eddie Murphy's wife he had 5 kids with.
Jeez. Yeah, if I'm Jordan, I'm going 23-year-old bartender is what I'm looking for. Really, something around there.
23-year-old, 22, 21-year-old, fresh out of college, not even bartending. Because bartending, the females who bartend, they're only a couple of weeks into their job before they're hooking up with the yokels. If I'm Michael Jordan, I don't want that either. I want them fresh out of the University of Colorado.
35 football players ran through her. Perfect.
She's got no. This one I've checked out. Hasn't been run through by all the Colorado football players. Right. She's got a cut. She's 21 years old, 22 years old, about to graduate. Has a couple of offers. One from Bank of America, the other from the Macy's management program. Okay. And I'm telling her she doesn't need to do that because we're going to start hanging out now. That's the kind of way. She's hot as freaking hell. By the way, did I mention that?
Yeah, you
That's the kind of woman that Michael Jordan needs to be with, not with Eddie Murphy's wife of 10 years who he had 5 kids with in that time. 5! Did you count them, Terry? Did you count the kids?
What is she, Terry Free?
Who does she think she is? Terry Free? I have that audio of Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry,
Nicole
Michael
Murphy.
Jordan hanging out with Eddie Murphy's wife on a vacation together.
Yes.
Terry, you want to hear that audio?
I would
you ready
love
for
to.
that?
In combo,
okay.
they were.
Here we go.
I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
Anytime soon.
Oh, my gosh.
Please. Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is Michael Jordan doing?
Wow.
I think he's forgotten he's Michael Jordan.
Maybe
that
so.
must be what it is.
Maybe
Someone
so.
has to go up to him and say, excuse me, Michael.
But, you know...
No, you're not letting me finish, Terry. Someone has to tap him on the freaking shoulder and say, Michael, you're Michael Jordan. Oh, that's right.
That's me?
I don't need to be hanging out with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife.
But the thing is, you made a valid point. He has run through so many groupies, and maybe he's to the point
And people
where,
don't know that about Michael Jordan, and that's a beautiful thing. I got to admit, Terry, I have mass admiration for Michael Jordan because of that. I was told I probably should leave this source nameless. There are actually numerous sources that told me this, but one that made it very clear that he was very adamant that this was the case, Vin Baker, Terry, because he's not in the NBA, and I don't know where he is anymore these days. I'm not worried about him getting mad at me. He told me, he said, Michael Jordan hooks up more than anyone, and of course, at the time he was married and never really mattered to him. It never stopped him. He had access to any woman basically in the world through his NBA career, and still does, to a large extent. And Michael Jordan made the most of it all through his NBA career. He would hook up with different hot females every single night, basically. Yeah. He had his pick of the litter. No, don't read too much into those words, sir. I'm not trying to be offensive here. He had his pick of the litter, and he made the most of it, and hooray for that. But now, hearing that he's hanging out with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, please. That's sad. That is just sad. You're not feeling the sadness of how sad that is?
Well, I'm just looking at it as maybe he's done doing the 19, 20, 22-year-olds.
And this is a
maybe
serious
he
relationship
feels
for
that,
him?
hey, I've
Okay.
already done it.
Fine.
No, I'm not
I
saying
understand.
it's a serious thing, but
Well,
I'm saying maybe...
that's the only point that I would think you would throw out there that would make some sense. He wants to have a serious relationship. He clicks with this woman. She's very good looking, and he's not thinking about anything else but the fact that they mesh very well personality-wise. I mean, if you were giving me that would be the only argument that maybe I could accept, and I would then...
Well, I was going to finish off and say that maybe he also... he knows that she's used to... all the running around because that's what Eddie Murphy did, and so he doesn't have to worry about the grief.
Eddie Murphy wasn't running around like Michael Jordan. If he was,
who does like Michael
giving
Jordan?
Dudes in a wig a ride home. No, Michael Jordan is in a league by himself when it comes to that, and I cannot figure out what is going on in his mind that he wants to start a relationship with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. That is pathetic.
He's hanging it up.
Okay? Pathetic. Hanging it up, fine. I'm all for if Michael Jordan has decided he's done with his hooking up every day with another woman, that's fine. Every guy eventually would get tired of that, I guess. Yeah. So if that's the case, if you're saying, all right, Michael Jordan is now, 43, 44, whatever he is, 45, approaching 50 years old. He's in his mid-40s, and he wants to now have a crack at a real solid family life with a new woman that he doesn't run around on. That's great. Wonderful. Just don't make it Eddie Murphy's ex-wife who he's had 5 kids with, because that's sad. I feel sorry for Michael Jordan that that's what he's doing. That's pathetic. Leave that for some other guy. Some other guy would be for another guy, for any other. There's like 99% of the world, Terry, who that'd be a great situation. Oh, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's this, that, or the other. But for Michael Jordan, all I need to know is that's Eddie Murphy's ex-wife he's had 5 kids with.
Yeah.
That's sad. I'm not knocking Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. I'm not knocking the caliber of woman she is, Terry.
Well,
I'm just saying if you're Michael Jordan, you don't touch that. He's not just touching that, Terry. He's hanging out with her. He's making it known publicly that they're a couple now. That's sad. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Maybe I guess I'm not, because I look at her and I'm like, I mean, I understand the whole Eddie Murphy connection. Yeah, it's a notch down. I understand that. But, I mean, as far as caliber of woman, I mean,
I just said, as far as caliber of woman, there's nothing wrong for any guy out there, basically. But for Michael Jordan, who has unlimited options, you don't go messing around, you don't go hanging around, you don't go squaring yourself off in a relationship with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. That is disappointing.
if there was...
Okay? Disappointing is like the best word that captures the way guys must be thinking about what Michael Jordan is. If this is true, Terry, and from what your story says and the audio I have, it seems like Michael Jordan is starting a relationship with the wife that Eddie Murphy just divorced and left. And that, from people who are fans of Michael Jordan all through the years, has to be just one thing. Disappointing to hear about. I'm sorry. That's sad. Would you please? Do I have to go to the phones to find some people out there who understand where I'm coming from, what I'm talking about?
But
Because I know everyone gets this. Okay. I know everyone gets how sad and disappointing this is to hear about.
But
Please,
who is he?
Michael.
If he was to date somebody who's in the public, as opposed to like
someone who doesn't have a long-term reputation of being someone else's wife and having 5 kids with them. I mean, Eddie Murphy's a pretty
wife, maybe.
No,
Not getting it.
No, I don't. She doesn't get it.
Terry is not getting it. And Eddie Murphy, as big time of an actor and celebrity as he's been, still is not on the top shelf of all celebrities of all time like Michael Jordan is. Eddie Murphy, you can't take anything away from the fact that he has, as far as movie grossing dollars, beaten 98% of the actors in the acting world. I don't even know if people realize that. So Eddie Murphy, obviously no slouch. But you don't go messing around with Eddie Murphy's. It's still a... Eddie Murphy not only was married to her and had 5 kids with her, but got sick of her. You don't go then hanging out with his wife. Sad. 1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. I need to speak to someone who at least sounds like they're getting this. Josh in Fairfield says Michael Jordan hooked up with his sister. Let's talk to him. Yes, Josh.
See, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Josh's sister must look pretty good.
Yeah, she sounds hot.
Oh.
Josh, are you there? Josh, can you hear me?
You there?
Are we having phone issues?
Okay. I'm here.
I think he's listening to his radio in delay. Josh, can you hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you. You there?
All right. Well, yes, I'm here. All right, go ahead.
I can guarantee you
Turn him down a little bit.
100% that Michael Jordan hooks up with other women because when they played out here, he hooked up with my sister.
Oh, I don't need confirmation on that, Josh. I know Michael Jordan has hooked up with more women in the history of NBA basketball players, and this is saying a ton, than anyone else out there. That I know for a fact. Michael Jordan, as far as being the champion, and not only as far as being one of the most talented NBA players of all time, if not the most, has that in his mantle of accomplishments. And he also has on the mantle of accomplishments hooking up with more groupies than anyone in the history of, like, the athletic world. That's a fact.
That's exactly how they met him. There was 4 of them all at the same game.
I don't know. Is he talking to somebody else now, or is he talking to me?
He's my hero, though. He's still good. I got to give it to him. But you're right.
Eddie because he did that to your sister.
Eddie Murphy's leftovers, he's definitely flipping.
And I don't want to call her leftovers because she deserves better than that, Terry. But that's a word that at least has to be acknowledged as applying in this situation, Terry. Eddie Murphy left his wife, got tired of her, sick of her, couldn't take her anymore. That doesn't mean anything necessarily as far as the caliber of woman she is. She's probably lovely. She's probably, I hear, very bright and would make a great wife for just about anyone out there. But you're Michael Jordan. You don't go hanging around with Eddie Murphy's leftovers. Kiz in Seattle, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Kiz.
Hi.
What can I do for you, Kiz?
Well, I'm just calling to comment on the Michael Jordan situation, too, and I agree. I don't see why he would want somebody who's worn out having 5 kids. I'm sorry. That I don't care who she was married to. If she was married to the king of something, it's just there are too many other women that don't have all that history and all that baggage that he should be with.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not even going to say worn out, because worn out is a real derogatory sounding label to give her, but that certainly does hit on the fact that she has had 5 children, Terry, with Eddie Murphy. That's the reference she was making. Now, if you want to call that worn out, I would stay away from that. The bottom line is that the public now, Michael Jordan has to be aware, the public now is knowing that you are situated, you are hanging out, you are cozying up to, you are vacationing, you are getting all lovey-dovey with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. It speaks for itself. You don't even need to say much more than that. You're Michael Jordan, and now you're hanging around with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. Just saying that alone, without anything to that. Doesn't that sound sad? Doesn't that sound disappointing to Michael Jordan fans?
Even I get it, Terry.
Well, I guess.
Caitlin and Hayward, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
I understand what you're coming through, but what you were saying about Michael Jordan dating bartenders and a couple weeks into the job they're dating the locals, that is insulting to me because my mom's a bartender.
Oh, well,
I just think it's a sore spot for me.
Is something that obviously hit a chord, a little bone in your being, because you don't like the thought of knowing that your mom is hooking up with the yokels. But when you're a bartender and you're conversating, well, of course she is, and you're having these never-ending conversations back and forth with the patrons, and you build up some camaraderie, and you're obviously in a position where socializing is one of the key aspects of the job description. You can't help but let your guard down over time, like 2 weeks. And before you know it, someone catches your eye that doesn't seem as skeezy as the rest of the regulars that come in, and you wind up getting a little bit emotional in your conversations with him, and before you know it, one thing leads to another, and you're in this little cheesy studio apartment. So maybe that's not comfortable for you to think about, and I apologize that I had to hit you and splash you you with cold water of reality in your face this morning. But the likelihood is, if your mom has been bartending for any serious period of time, she has hooked up on the job, okay? I'm sorry to have to give you the memo that you were denying yourself and pretending didn't exist for so long.
My mom's work with her. Thank you.
Oh, okay. She was at Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, and she saw her mom didn't hook up that day, so she wants to now let everyone know that she's never hooked up since she didn't hook up on that day. Well, maybe you're being a little naive. You ever think of that? Maybe you're being a little gullible as far as the situation. The reality is that bartenders hook up on the job, okay? I'm not the person who invented this concept. I'm just the messenger to you. Don't get mad at me for telling you about the way it is, honey.
She has a boyfriend and 2 kids. I do not think she's hooking up with anyone.
Okay, well, you keep thinking that, all right? Her boyfriend's the one who really has to worry here, all right? And until then, leave me alone.
What's her MySpace?
1-866-663. T-Man is the number to call. Fred, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, Freddie?
Yes, I totally agree with you with Michael Jordan shouldn't be dating Eddie Murphy's. I mean, it's like this. He goes to a party. Hey, y'all, check out my girl. Her name is, I know her. That's Eddie Murphy's ex-girl, man. Come on, what are you doing bringing her?
Now, maybe if it was like someone who would it be way appropriate for them, and actually it'd be kind of cool for them to be dating Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, like MC Hammer.
Not in Hollywood. Not anywhere where there's anyone with.
No, but if it was a B-level actor, if it was some B-rate, second-rate actor, or not even B, but A- actor, and they were with. I'm not saying that this goes for everyone. Is my point. But Michael Jordan has always been in a league by himself, always been more than just one cut above the rest of the regular, normal, functioning human beings. He's always had, like, supernatural powers, and now you're telling me that he can't do any better than hanging out with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife? Please. How disappointing is this?
I totally agree with you, man.
How sad is that? Who's not getting this? Fred, thank you.
I think I'm finally getting it.
Wow, really?
Possibly.
I don't know why MC Hammer came to mind, Terry. Maybe because I saw him on the religious show the other night. But I could have just as easily brought up Kirk Cameron because I saw him as well. If Kirk Cameron were to be going out with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, that would make more sense. I'd be like, oh, Kirk, yeah, nice job. Good pull. Good pull. Michael Jordan? I mean, it's not like even the ink is barely dry on Eddie Murphy's divorce papers. But even if it was 15 years in the past, I'd still be like, oh, how disappointing is this? They've been divorced about a year, tops. I can't wait to play the audio that will make it official that Michael Jordan is actually vacationing as we speak right now with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. You ready for this, Tari?
I am. I'm so not getting married anytime soon.
She sounds nice, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I'll play it in the next segment. How about that?
The T-Man Show.
Michael Jordan and Eddie Murphy's ex. Is it a case of celebrity switcheroo in today's couples news? Extras first with the hot shots of Michael's getaway with the former Mrs. Murphy.
You're calling them hot shots?
Hot shots.
Sad, pathetic shots is more like it. Hot shots, Michael Jordan with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife in the Caribbean. That's hot shots. That's the most disappointing news I've heard in, like, who knows how long, Terry.
Case of celebrity switcheroo in today's couples news. Extras first with the hot shots of Michael's getaway with the former Mrs. Murphy. Nicole on the rebound in Cabo San Lucas.
Exactly.
Michael smiling ear to ear as Nicole shows off her buff bod. We're told it's the second time they've gone out together, the first Michael's birthday party in February.
All right, fine. Make this the last.
Wow.
All right. Now, Terry, keep in mind one very important factor here. I am a huge Michael Jordan fan. Michael Jordan is my generation. He's my generation's best athlete, all right? When I was just a mere 13, whatever it was, years old, I think it was around that age, 1984, 85, whatever it was, I must have been like 14 some odd years old, and in that range, I made my father, Terry. It was snowing, and I made him still take us to the Meadowlands because the New Jersey Nets were playing the Chicago Bulls. That was the new big thing in the athletic world, was Michael Jordan about to dominate it. And I knew it from the start, and I was a huge fan all the way through his career until today.
Whoa.
Now I'm ready to hand in the shoes.
Oh.
Because he's hanging around with Eddie Murphy's ex? How sad is that, man?
Maybe if enough people tell him how sad it is, he'll stop.
Michael Jordan images a lot to Michael Jordan. I would think that someone's got to pull him aside and say, Michael, what the hell are you doing? This is pathetic. Absolutely outright pathetic.
Your boyhood dreams squashed.
I'll tell you right now, if there's one thing that can bring down his Air Jordan line, it's this. All right? Because any guy that is thinking right is going to have a hard time plucking down, $200-some-odd for a pair of shoes, Terry, after hearing that he's hanging around with Eddie Murphy's ex. I love the fact, I absolutely adored the fact, Terry, that Michael Jordan is so legendary, so historic, that even though his career was over, his Nike line is still selling as good as it ever has. I think that is absolutely a tribute to the greatest athlete and a guy who represented the NBA as well as anyone ever could, because even though I said he lived his life where he didn't deny himself every groupie he could ever grab a hold of, he did it with class, and he did it behind closed doors. He did it on the down low to such a degree that no one even knows what was going on.
He's classy with his groupies.
Absolutely. Be classy with your groupies is the moral of the story. Don't flaunt the fact that you are out with a different groupie every night. Michael Jordan did everything perfect up till this day. Everything in his life was done absolutely to perfection.
He makes a legitimate 3XL shorts, too, I tell you.
Up to this moment, even for Hopscotch Scott, he can get himself into a pair of shorts and feel like he fits in the crowd.
The fact that he put pockets on there, even a bonus.
Pockets on him?
Oh, yeah. Wow. He knows what he's doing.
Michael Jordan knows how to accommodate all of his fans. And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, jumps off the deep end and making a decision and going out and vacationing with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife? Eddie Murphy has to be not even, normally the reaction would be of hearing about a guy going out with your ex is just like, rage, anger, bit of nice helping of jealousy. My Eddie Murphy just must be as shocked as anyone. Michael, please.
That's my
How pathetic. How pathetic are you? I mean, yeah, fine. Her body looks wonderful for a woman who's had 5 kids, but you know how many times I ran through her?
At least 5 times.
Definitely.
Probably a little bit more.
I'm guessing, yeah.
All right.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, 12 years running through her.
12 years they were married?
Yes.
And Eddie's thinking, you know how sick of her I was in that last year, Michael? Do I need to sit down and spell that out for you? And please, I'm trying to make sure I'm not knocking Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. She's obviously a great catch for just about any other guy out there, not Michael. Gosh, sad. I'm going to have a tough time with this one, Terry.
Well, it's not set in stone. They've only gone out twice.
Twice is 2 times too many.
All right.
Sounds like they're vacationing together. You know what the story said?
That's pretty serious. Anna in Tacoma. Anna in Tacoma wants to come out and say 5 kids is sexy. And I'm just not understanding that Michael Jordan is just following in the pattern of his greatness. Yes, Anna, you're on the air.
Well, what's the problem with the 5 kids? Eddie Murphy's with Tracy, so...
Yeah, Tracy.
Well, I can't... matter of fact, Michael Jordan has kids, too.
I
so
understand.
5 kids, you should roll over and die and never be with anyone?
Wow. No. Who said roll over and die? I told you who he should be with. He should be with...
No, let's don't date her.
Exactly. Don't date Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. Is that too much to ask?
Eddie Murphy's with somebody else's ex, so what's the
Eddie
point?
Murphy, as I pointed out in the last segment, is a great actor. He's had a huge career. He's had major accomplishments. He's still not of the caliber of Michael Jordan.
She was a model. She's still rock hard.
Yeah, she is.
She's probably look a hell of a lot better than most anybody.
Nobody gets this. It's not like I'm saying, "Oh, what are you doing with her? She's so ugly." No one's getting this.
Let me see if I get it.
I'm like the only one left in a world of sanity. That's what I feel like. I feel alone.
Are you saying?
I feel like I'm looking around and I have no peers because no one understands the world I'm living on, Terry. The world of being right. And making sense. Did I try desperately to go out of my way to say, yeah, Eddie Murphy's wife, believe it or not, for having 5 kids, still looks as good as any woman's hard body could look? Did I even throw that out there? Did I establish all this?
Yes, you did.
And still, despite anything you want to throw out about how great a woman this is, the fact that she was married for 12 years and had 5 kids with Eddie Murphy, and it's not a knock on Eddie Murphy, don't read any more into this than has to be read into. It's pathetic. It's just pathetic that Michael Jordan is vacationing right now with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, and that's all that has to be said. It's sad. Now, what else is going on in the world, Terry?
Well, since there's a lot of basketball going on in the world these days, I thought this might be interesting for you. A study of officiating in the NBA finds that...
You're going to hit me with another heavy story, Terry?
Yeah,
because I feel like I just gave birth to 5 kids. I am so just filled with emotion. All right, go ahead. Yeah, what's the story?
Anyway.
Imagine all the maternity leave you'll get.
Yeah, it's great. This study of officiating finds that white referees call fouls at a greater rate against black players than against white players. And it finds black officials call fouls more often against white players than black ones. But it isn't as pronounced. It was cited in the New York Times, and it was done by...
New York Times, pretty reputable source, is having a study be published in their paper suggesting that white referees call more fouls on black players than they do white players, and vice versa, but to a lesser extent. That's what I heard you say. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, what was the race of the official who called that ridiculous technical foul on Steven Jackson last night? Because you can't clap in the NBA anymore?
I know,
you can't clap and try to deal with the fact that your team had a bad ending to a game, and how are you supposed to deal with that unbelievable amount of emotion? You can't clap without being thrown out of the game? Was that the most absurd thing you ever saw in your life? You know what I'm talking about, Terry?
I do, because I really didn't understand the whole thing, because even after they replayed it, I'm like, all he's doing is walking down and he's clapping.
And then you got Don Nelson, who I think has done a great job with this team, coming out after the game during the press conference and saying that he believes that the team will personally fine Steven Jackson for what? What did he do? Don Nelson, if he's going to be consistent in being as good with this team as he has been, should have stood up in that press conference and said, I am absolutely outraged that they keep picking on my players. It's the most ridiculous technical foul I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not going to fine him 1 penny. It's absurd that they gave him a technical foul and threw him out of the game again. What did he do? He did nothing. Steven Jackson did nothing last night. Clapped his hands and was tossed from the game. Are you freaking kidding me? I can't believe Eddie Murphy. I mean, not Michael Jordan. I just can't get up. What else is going on? What else is happening?
Well, Gisele Bündchen is no longer modeling for Victoria's Secret.
Oh, Terry, I can't deal with all this negative news this morning. I have the Gisele Bündchen Upper Deck trading card, and now it's not even going to be valid because she's not with Victoria's Secret anymore?
No, she's not. Yeah. Of course, they're all
Remember you used to have baseball cards back in the day, Terry? I know you're a big baseball card collector. And all of a sudden, the player of the baseball card, as far as the team they were on, all of a sudden they were traded or signed as a free agent somewhere else, and it just looked awkward to have that card. Yeah. All right, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, all right, so Gisele Bündchen's not with Victoria's Secret. Who is she going to be with now?
Well,
is she going to be with Target?
Doesn't say anything about where she's going. Of course, both parties are saying, it was an amicable split, da-da-da-da. But
Walmart.
They're saying, a source says that she was demanding like an outrageous salary because she had gotten a new lawyer who.
So she's the Rosie O'Donnell of the fashion world.
I guess so.
Her demands are too steep. Her demands are too high.
Yeah.
Well, Gisele to me is a face in the crowd. Maybe everyone sees something I don't as far as her being such a much more worthy supermodel than all the other supermodels. I'm sorry, supermodels are supermodels, and I don't think one really has cornered the market on standing out over all the other supermodels. I saw Giselle was the one. She was in the movie. She had a cameo part in The Devil Wears Prada, right?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, she's good looking. She's hot, but she won't be missed.
Well, and that's pretty much what Victoria's Secret is saying because
her agent screwed her.
Yeah,
she needs Victoria's Secret more than Victoria's Secret needs her.
Yeah, that is true.
They're getting Roseanne Barr to replace her, though.
Yeah,
hot. I just hope, the negotiations go smoothly with The View for Roseanne Barr because she is so hot that is going to be something we all have to watch. Mm-hmm.
Oh. I actually have something about Rosie O'Donnell and The View, if you want to
Finally, the eye candy that The View desperately has needed all these years is going to be assigned to a contract for the next couple of years. I'm hoping a long-term contract Roseanne Barr will sign with The View, Terry. Is that right?
No.
You thought Barbara Walters was hot to look at? Oh, wait till Roseanne is sitting next to her. You guys out there won't need porn anymore when you have the ladies of The View starring Roseanne Barr. Oh, Terry.
Unstoppable.
All the excitement. Pinch me. I'm going crazy. What was that now? What do you have?
I do have something that's a little related to The View and all that. Fox News columnist Roger Friedman is reporting that Rosie has actually gotten offers from NBC and CBS to do a talk show to rival The View.
She's going to write her own ticket. She has anything she wants coming to her, perks, salary. She can ask for the world. She is the hottest commodity in television right now. I don't know why people aren't aware of this, and I have to explain it to them, Terry. Rosie, in 1 year, has established herself as the hottest commodity in television. Whether you like her or dislike her, don't deny her that right to that kind of claim. That's where she's at right now. And NBC will throw money at her of such large proportions it will stagger you, and CBS will do it even to a further degree because they need a morning show more desperately than anybody. It'll go right up against The View, and The View is toast. Way to go, Rosie. Andrew in Seattle, hello.
Hey, yo, what up, T-Man? What's going on?
How are you, sir?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to say one thing about the Michael Jackson comment. I mean, on Michael Jordan comment. Hey, you don't do that to the homie. That is the sacred brother code of all the homies. You do not wax your homie's girl.
Oh, I don't think they were homies, were they?
Well, yeah, that is definitely a code that has stood. It held its place over time. There's no denying that. But it's even more basic than that. It's just don't even scratch to get under the surface and trying to figure out why it's pathetic. It's just pathetic in and of itself that Michael Jordan is dating Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. Yeah, there are all these reasons you can pull out if you go deeper as to why it's pathetic. But you don't even have to look deep. It's so sad.
And you know what? The thing about it is, if you go into a club and you see this girl, why are you going to choose the girl that you know brings drama to the table? I mean, you know that your homie, not your homie, but you know somebody hit that is affiliated in your type
and
of
that's
startup.
true, and I'm glad it makes sense to everyone on every level. But when you go to the highest level, and that's where Michael Jordan is, in a league of his own, always has been, literally and figuratively, in just his own little spot on the top of the mountain of life. And for him to resort to dating Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, rubbing lotion on her back in Cabo? How sad a day is this? I don't think I'm going to get over it.
Black armband.
PJ in downtown San Francisco. Good morning, pajamas.
Hey, what's up with the team, man? Top of the morning to you.
How are you, PJ?
Oh, man, I can't complain. I got two things that I want to touch on. First, since we're on that Michael Jordan comment. Hey, man, he an icon. Can't no one hold a candle to him. You feel me? If you're going to get anybody's leftovers, it should be somebody like Donald Trump or somebody else.
Nobody's. Please. PJ gets it, but he doesn't get it to the fullest extent, Terry. Nobody's leftovers!
You should have an untouched woman.
An unknown, untouched. And he just all of a sudden is spotted with her, and they're like, who's that? Oh, we got to find out who she... Anyone have any information on that woman? Oh, well, look at her. Wow. Oh, my. Anyone know? No one knows? Where'd she come from? Where's she been? Nobody knows.
I think I finally got it.
I don't know. I can't believe that.
Can't believe what?
That Terry's got it?
Oh, no, that's not the case.
I'm trying.
Where do we go? Let's see. Let's go to Matthew in Santa Rosa. Matthew, you're on the air.
I'd love to say good morning, T-Man, but it's a sad morning for Jordan fans.
Indeed it is. It is a sad. He's been shaken down to being amongst the lot, Terry. He used to be such the iconic figure, as I've now gone beyond the borders of stressing this morning, a league of his own. That it's a shame that he's been chopped down in just this one bit of news. The size that he's been chopped down to, Terry, it's kind of devastating to true Michael Jordan fans. It's got to be.
Hey, T-Man.
Yes, sir.
In the summer of '89, I was 6 years old. I mowed a lot of lawns to save up for those '89 Jordans. But if I would have known he's going to do something stupid like this, I would have bought the Reebok pumps.
D. Brown is the one we have to worship now. D. Brown with the Reebok pumps was right all along, Terry. D. Brown's laughing this morning. Wherever D. Brown is right now, he's pumping up his Reeboks. He's hearing this news about Michael Jordan sharing a little cocktail by the pool with Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, and he's laughing his ass off.
I always knew Magic was cooler. I told everybody.
You got an umbrella in yours, I got an umbrella in mine. Oh, yes. I'm going to forget the fact you're Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. Whatever. How sad. Oh, there's a guided tour at 3 o'clock. You guys want to make that? What are you going to do with the kids? Oh, just unnecessary.
Well, if you put them all together, they have 8.
She's
got 5. He's got 3.
Good math, Terry.
Oh, thanks, Stephen. I learned it from you.
As I look at the T-Man in the morning clock, Terry, I notice that we need to head to a commercial, a timeout. No better spokesperson to lead us to that break than this guy.
Well, I'm looking at my T-Man on the morning clock, and I guess I'm going to echo my ass to break. So we're taking ourselves to the top story. Coming up next, Rafty's words as we fix our echoes. Rafty's words.
The T. It's official. Celine Dion is out, and Bette Midler is in.
Oh,
Extras
thank you.
learn the divine Ms. M will replace Celine as her highly successful show, A New Day, comes to a close in December.
See, Terry, I've been kind of like a bad mood this morning. I was not happy about, last night was a very disappointing ending to the way the Dallas Mavericks were dead. They were buried, and all of a sudden they stuck a hand out of the grave and came back to life. So, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I'm in the best mood this morning. That was very disappointing to me.
Yeah, but did you have a good time with the fellas out
Of course. We actually wound up going to Jillian's downtown. We're looking at the big screen. Everyone was going crazy, and we were doing shots of beer, lots of wings. And, I mean, there's that social thing, if you're into that. That was definitely a big aspect as far as last night being something that can be looked at on the bright side. But, I mean, let's be honest. The game ended in about as tragic a fashion, and now I'm very nervous about Game 6. I do not want Dallas to come back and win this series by... I'm not going to pretend I'm the biggest Warrior fan out here in the Bay. There's no doubt about that. But I am obviously hoping that this series would have ended last night, and now I'm nervous about Game 6. Now I'm nervous about what this does to the psyche of the Warriors. I'm nervous about how this resonates in their heads, the way they lost. I would have rather them actually get steamrolled and lose by 40, the way it looked like they were going to lose in the first half. But as good as they are, they came back in the drop of a hat. You dropped your popcorn, you look up, they're all of a sudden down by single digits again after being down 21 and looked like they were going to be steamrolled on their way to just a one-sided, lopsided loss. But the Mavericks, because the Warriors in the last few minutes up by 9, decided to go into a half-court game, which they're not accustomed to playing. They looked very confused, trying to stall and milk the clock. They gave the Mavericks, who suck but have pride, Terry, they gave them a little bit of a notion that, okay, we can do something here, and they let them off the hook. And that was very upsetting. And now it's going to be even more of a responsibility of the fans that go to the game on Thursday night to somehow find a way to be even louder than they were in games 3 and 4, because the team is going to need it so that we, yes, can finally put that nail in the coffin that was halfway down last night. I mean, how did they let him off the hook last night, Terry? How did that happen?
I don't know.
Playing with the emotions.
Yeah.
And the Maverick fans were even so. Honestly, if they lose Game 6, if the Warriors don't win on Thursday night, they could still, because the Warrior fans are so terrible, they could still go into Dallas and win Game 7, but I wouldn't count on that. So the best shot is for the fans to be going nuts on Thursday night and this series to be over in less than 48 hours, in 36 hours from now, Terry. But it was over last night. It was over. Dallas was done. The fans were, like, ready to file out with their heads hung low. Mark Cuban was with the exact expression on his face that I dream of. And then they let him off the hook. That was upsetting. And that's why I'm not in the best mood this morning. And that's why hearing stories about Bette Midler taking over for Celine Dion, is the really only hope for brightening my day, yes. Let me tell you. Think about all the grandmas that are going to be filing in to the Caesars Palace Arena to see that show, Terry. Yeah, I mean, I am not the biggest Celine Dion fan, but I certainly recognize that I even went with at the time, she wasn't my wife, Terry. She was, I think we were engaged at the time, and I did the right thing in order to allow her to leave me alone and go gambling for about 16 hours straight in the poker room. I took her to the Celine Dion show, Terry, what guys do. Yes, I think I even lit the lighter when she sang My Heart Will Go On. I was the only one because they said no smoking and no lighters in the arena. But still, you got to understand the point. And now, so I understood why Celine Dion was a good fit for Las Vegas for certain people to get into. But Bette Midler? I mean, she's got a following, I understand. But is it people that go to Vegas? Is it today's Vegas crowd? Today's Vegas crowd want to see Bette Midler?
Well, but
I don't know if Celine's part of today's Vegas crowd, though, as well.
That's what I'm saying. She was even a stretch, but I guess it made some sense and I understood. But Bette Midler, even though I know she's got a following, is her following anywhere near Vegas?
I don't think so.
Doubt it.
But Barry Manilow seems to do okay, so who knows?
I guess Vegas, there's something for everyone.
Definitely.
They got the same following, I have a feeling.
But if you're gonna replace Celine Dion, which had a pretty big time show, I gotta give her that, Terry. At least put in a name that gets you excited, like if you got excited about Celine Dion, like Celine Dion's name did. I don't know if Bette Midler cuts it, Terry.
Yeah.
Terry.
She spans the generations, though. I mean, could be.
Yes, I'm sure a lot of 19-year-old girls and their boyfriends are going to be filing on in, waiting for the curtain to rise so they can see Bette Midler in action. The wind beneath my wings. Do an encore. Anyway.
A lot could be said about a lot of shows in Vegas in that sense, then.
All right. What else is going on, Terry? What I have, by the way, tomorrow night is not only a big night as far as Game 6, Warriors against the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Dallas is just horrible. And they let him off the hook, Terry.
I know they did.
All right? They were just waiting to be beaten. They were beaten. It was over. It's not only a big night for that, Terry, but as you know, the biggest concert of your calendar year is tomorrow night. Woo! And yesterday we gave away second-row seats. Well, today, look what they threw into the studio.
Uh-oh.
They're putting even more pressure on me. We have front-row seats to give away, Terry.
Wow.
I don't know why they want to give them to me. But they want listeners, true, loyal listeners who are going to the show, either if you have tickets and you want to upgrade to the front row, or you thought there was no chance of you being there, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, you're sitting front row tomorrow night. How great a turn of events is that, Terry? Before the end of the show, we will be giving away front row seats. Now,
Good deal.
yesterday we played Homemade Headlines.
Oh, that was so fun.
I know. Everyone came up to me and said, oh, my gosh, that was so cool. I'm like, easy. It's like Homemade Headlines. What are you getting all... Right. But since it was so adored yesterday, maybe if you have headlines, I'll write one of my own, Terry. Maybe we'll have an encore performance, like Bette Midler, of Homemade Headlines for front row seats this morning. You ready for that, Terry?
Wow, I don't know. Yeah, I can game for anything.
I ain't doing that until at least the 9 o'clock hour. So what do you have? What's going on? Until then, I'll be taking calls at 1-866-663-T-MAN. And I'll do that in a second, but give me one more good, quick story. What do you got?
A little stat of the day for you.
I love stats of the day, not really. Yes.
About 50% of single women over 30 who are in the dating world of this country qualify as cougars. No.
Qualify
It's
as
not
cougars.
fill in the blank.
Now, is there a true definition to what a cougar is? I know it's a woman who's over 30. I thought it was like over 35.
I think it's over 40.
Well, Terry's saying over 30
No, I think it's
would
over
qualify
40.
as cougars. I'm thinking I'll split the difference with you and go 35. I don't think you can be a cougar till you're at least 35, Terry. But you're saying
Well,
what
this-
now? That 50%. And what is the definition they give as far as what you need to have in your personality profile to qualify as a cougar?
A cougar, they say, is a woman who dates a man at least 5 years younger than themselves.
And that's all they got? Mm-hmm. They don't have all the other pathetic aspects that go along with being a cougar?
Fried hair.
Even though I love... Put on a whole can of hairspray before leaving the house.
Oh, got the mom jeans on.
Oh,
pulled all the way up right underneath the boob.
I thought all that was part of it.
I gotta wait for the second layer of makeup to dry before I put on the third coat.
Oh, jeez.
Terry, don't get me wrong. I love spotting a nice cougar in the club. I'm not going to clubs much anymore. But I've made a return appearance in Vegas. And I love seeing the cougars out and about, Terry. So don't get me wrong. I have a special place in my heart and other places for the cougars of the world. But you got to acknowledge that when you think cougar, the label brings on a certain visual of a woman of some semblance of a pathetic nature. Let's be realistic here. And you're saying the only qualification for a woman to be a cougar is that she's willing or has dated a guy that's at least 5 years younger.
Yeah.
I think it's over 40. You date younger men. That's all.
Well, you can, if you date a younger man who's 1 year younger than you, does that qualify you as a cougar?
I think we know what we're talking about, Terry. No, it does not.
Well, you said younger.
Younger men doesn't mean a year younger.
Oh, I understand that. but I'm being
Hopscotch's
specific.
argument with you, Terry, is that he thinks 30-year-old women can't be cougars yet. They're
well,
not
I'm
ready
saying,
to be
I
cougar
said 30
status.
and over.
I know. There's a big difference between a 30-year-old woman and a 40-year-old woman. So we have to agree on an age for a woman to be a cougar. You're
telling you
saying
what the
30, and
study
Hopscotch
said.
is not really ready to buy that.
Go with what Hot Shot said because he's always right. Along with
I'm
you.
saying,
learned. Jesus.
I don't think necessarily you have to get all heated about
Well, you
Hopscotch
agree
here,
with
Terry.
him, so both of you.
No,
you're the burning bush, so of course you're the.
I said, now you're getting mad with me. I don't think that's a good move.
No,
I
just-
said, why don't we split the difference, make you both happy, but apparently Terry's not going to be happy, and call it a 35-year-old woman who puts on 6 layers of makeup and a whole can of hairspray and fries the hair and goes out looking for younger men.
Okay.
All right?
Hot Shot wants to go 40.
I think it's 40. 35 doesn't seem quite old enough.
Terry
but
wanted
there's other-
30.
there's-
Terry has a stat of the day. I don't know where she pulled it from, but she's got documentation. They're actually doing studies on the cougars. And she has a stat of the day where I don't know where you got it from, Terry. Maybe you want to share your source.
From a dating service
A dating service
called. Hold on.
whose business is to make sure they understand their clientele. So they would know probably more than any other source. Some dating service out there who is doing research on their clients has discovered that not only do cougars, do they qualify as cougars by age 30, according to them, maybe not you, Hipscotch, but 50% of women these days want younger guys, and not just younger.
Yeah, at least.
At least 5 years younger.
5 years or more.
Okay.
I think if you're 30 and you're dating a 35-year-old woman, that doesn't qualify her as a cougar.
All right. We see that you're not willing to relinquish your thoughts on this.
Demi Moore, classic cougar.
He's so passionate about cougars.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm a big
you
fan.
are. What is your...
Very, a little sensitive about cougars.
But she's married, so.
Yeah, so I don't call
For
her.
now.
Oh, jeez.
Cougar right around the corner.
That's right.
Ryan in Redwood City. Good morning.
I'm all used up.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Oh, jeez.
That's what it stems from.
Yes, Ryan. What can I do for you, sir?
Nothing. Just wanted to talk to you about the Warrior game and two things I noticed that happened last night that maybe not everybody else noticed.
Well, you're
first,
more intuitive than your average sports fan, so I'm glad you called, Ryan. Yes, go ahead.
The first thing is when Dallas called that timeout with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Right.
The owner, Mark Cuban, came down to talk to the team. I think he might have told Dirk, if you carry this team on your back and win this game somehow, you got a money incentive.
An immediate on-the-spot money offer to Dirk Nowitzki to get the job done, and that was the only reason he was able to do what he did. He was inspired all of a sudden by the newfound offer made by Mark Cuban. These are the things that Ryan in Redwood City picked up on in watching the game that the average fan, Terry, was not able to spot.
Yep. And then,
well done, Ryan. Yep.
Then my second thing is, in Game 2, Baron Davis and Steven Jackson both got ejected. Game 3, they came back and won by 18. Baron had the biggest game of the series in Game 3. So, and we're coming back to the home court and everything. Dallas isn't looking too bright. They barely beat us on their home
I
court.
agree. I don't think Dallas is. They're the 1 seed and the Warriors the 8 seed. But I think all through this series, it's been very clear that the more talented team is the Warriors. But I'm just nervous about the way this game played out last night and how this resonates in their heads coming back to. In a pressure-filled situation, they had pressure to close out the Dallas Mavericks last night, and they tightened up in the final 3 minutes. And now, if that carries over, the more talented team, and I'm saying that's the Warriors, may not win. Travis in Seattle. Thank you for the call, Ryan. Let's go to Travis. Give him some time. You're on the air, Travis.
Man, I want to know when the NBA started hiring the NFL refs. These refs last night from this Warriors game are like the Super Bowl 40 refs for them Seattle Seahawks. That game was ridiculous.
Well, actually,
Baron Davis did not foul the guy in the last minute or so.
But at that point, the game had already unraveled for the Warriors. I mean, it already looked like Dallas had seized the opportunity. If you actually thought for a fleeting second they had an opportunity, they made it clear they had a last breath, and they used it to the fullest extent. So when Baron Davis, that was a bogus little touch foul call when he fouled out. But still, at that point, the damage was done. Somehow, some way, Dallas was able to survive. As I said, the analogy, and I love the brilliant analogy I made earlier, I'll repeat it again. It's like going to some horror movie, some scary movie, and at the end of the movie, when you think it's over, then all of a sudden the person that you thought was dead has one last gasp where they, in a kind of almost comical way, try to scare you one last time, and all you got to do is just smack them once or just stab them once, one little stab amongst friends, and then the movie's over, the credits roll, you walk out of the theater. They were walking out of the theater. It was over. The movie was done. But no, Dallas survived. It was like Michael Myers at the end of Halloween 2. You look to see where the corpse is, and all of a sudden there's no one there.
Halloween 1.
So you know Halloween 3 is right around the corner. Am I right about Halloween?
Halloween 1, he does that.
Okay.
They think he's dead, and then
that's right.
And then Dr. Loomis goes in and tries to find him, and he looks, and he's gone.
The fact that you pulled Dr. Loomis out of your butt.
a great synopsis of the movie, though.
And now you're wondering why I'm a little agitated this morning, Terry. I woke up in the middle of the night sweating. I had my heat on too high, and I realized I left it on too high, but I don't even know if that was the reason. I had to, buy porn just to get myself back to sleep. I bought a movie. I saw there's this new actress named Brittany Rears. I don't know. Maybe she's existed for a long time. But, as soon as I saw that, I was like, I got to check her out, and it put me back to sleep. It was really nice. But, obviously, I'm not that great over this. Pasty Dave, being the unbelievable, over-the-top producer that he is, found on the internet the true definition of cougar.
Uh-oh.
And he's printed it out for me. I don't know where you got this from, Pastila, but a fine job. It was good hanging out with you last night. Jillian's being Pasty, just taking him to the fest and watching the game. Pasty Dave, where did you find this? Where did you find this definition?
I think it was on UrbanDictionary.com.
Mm-hmm. They give the definition of cougar as the following: a 35 or older female who is on the hunt for a much younger, energetic male.
35 and 22, that sounds right, but 35 and 30 doesn't sound right.
35 and 29.
Fine.
That doesn't qualify as a cougar?
Young. Are you younger and energetic at 29, though, really? You pretty much mailed it in after 26, right?
Good boy.
I'm out of energy. So Dr. Loomis shoots Michael Myers and he falls off the balcony.
All right. Yes, we understand you're a huge horror movie fan. We get it.
This is why they got the home court advantage when they split in Dallas the first time.
Terry, even though you're a happily married woman now, as you move on in your advanced years, even though you found the guy that you, every night when you went to bed and you said your prayers and you wished upon a star, you thought and hoped and dreamed that the world would bring to you, even though that happened, that dream came true, even though all that is the case, my question to you is, do you miss the prospect of being a cougar at this point in your life and going out and not knowing where you're going to wind up or where your bra needs to be located the next morning and hooking up with a 22-year-old dude? Because Terry, being the Filipino woman that you are, you have held up especially well for just about any female to also wish upon a star for. And you could, if you were out in the cougar hunting world, Terry, you could, on many a night, wind up wherever with a 22-year-old, and I'm just wondering, even considering all the greatness, the happiness, the great situations that have fell at your feet, that have come your way, if you have still this place inside you that misses or wonders what life would be like if you were able to go out and cook it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, not really.
You shouldn't have to think about
it.
That's all I need to hear, Terry.
Yeah.
And by the way,
I'm your husband. I'm not happy with your response.
I'm not wondering where my bra is because, a real cougar would already have a bag packed. Keep a
second bra? You don't have to worry about the first one?
Bonus bra.
You just write that off on your taxes?
Yeah, pretty much.
I see.
Keep it, kid.
You
expect to be losing bras as a cougar is what you're saying.
I think so, if you're out there playing that game.
That comes with the territory of being a cougar.
Absolutely.
Lost bra comes with the job description. Got it.
The T-Man Show.
And it looks like another superstar performer is going to be hitting the strip. I'm hearing Britney Spears will be making a quick stop in Vegas Sunday night at Mandalay Bay's House of Blues at 7 p.m. And Jessica Simpson will join the likes of Pam Anderson and Denise Richards as a Las Vegas Pussycat doll at Pure Nightclub this weekend.
Wow, it's just a can't-miss weekend in Vegas. You got Pretty Boy Floyd getting ready to dust off Oscar De La Hoya Saturday night, and then everyone's going to be tearing it up. It's just a perfect weekend to have your Bomb 2007 just tie into your flight to Vegas, Terry. Let's all head out there. Brendy's going to be there. Now, that's a show that makes sense in Las Vegas. Let's be honest. Bette Midler, I think I'll take a pass. Britney Spears, I would absolutely see, even though I know I'm not getting a very talent-filled show. She's still Brittany.
Yeah.
And I'm popping down, whatever, 70, 80, 120, 150 bucks to see it.
If you're going to the Pussycat Dolls, you're not dying for some talent. You know what you're getting.
Man. Excited. Are you going to be buying the fight this weekend, Terry? I told you that they're charging more for this fight than any fight in the history of boxing, but I am noticing that some cable outlets are charging the more normal price of like $45.95 or $49.95 or $54.95, but some are going upwards. I saw as high as $64.95 for your pay-per-view experience. The experience of seeing Oscar De La Hoya getting beaten around the ring by Floyd Mayweather Jr. I told you I almost came out of retirement last night when they put up on the Vegas point spread board that the Warriors were 9.5-point underdogs. If you took the 9.5 points, you won. Woo! And Vegas also printing money, unless there's some fluky situation, which is always a possibility. There are no sure things, but they're printing money as much as they could possibly print by having even odds, allowing you to bet on whether Floyd Mayweather Jr. can beat Oscar De La Hoya. Please, it's a foregone conclusion.
You should bet on how much guacamole I'm going to eat on Cinco de Mayo.
Also a foregone conclusion. The world will have a guacamole shortage come Sunday morning. Okay.
I feel sorry for the avocados of the world. They're going to get it bad.
Yes, buy stock in avocados. There's going to be a supply glut.
Yeah.
What else, Terry? I told you I have front row seats to give away for tomorrow night's show, but we're not doing that right now. I would like to take some more phone calls in this hour at 1-866-663-T-MAN. Terry, you notice on the calendar that the day before the bomb 2007 would make today a hump day. That means we should take some calls on any relationship problems anyone may be having out there at 1-866-663-T-MAN. We're about to head into a weekend, a Cinco de Mayo, big time, first weekend of May. Are you kidding me? As I said, putting Cinco de Mayo on a Saturday night, are they just asking for all kinds of mischief and trouble? Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, I don't think anyone should head into this kind of a high-calibered weekend with any relationship issues. So if you need anything straightened out, the good doctor is here at 1-866-663-T-MAN. Now give me a couple of good stories before I hit the phones. What do you got, Terry Free?
I got a story here about a middle school music teacher who was suspended after a female student reported that he asked her to pose in a mermaid costume for a photograph when they were alone together in his classroom.
A mermaid costume. Yeah. I mean, doesn't a teacher have any leeway? Doesn't a teacher have any ability to ride the line of indecency, Terry? Doesn't a teacher, a mermaid costume is a lot more of a tactful move than a lot of other suggestions you could have made, right? Mermaid costume. It's all about the Disney feel, right?
Right. Yeah, the Disney feel, right.
You're a teacher, what? All you got to do is focus on your lesson plan. You can't have any out-of-the-box kind of thinking for a little kind of interesting moment of your own. You have to play it completely by the book. You can't ask a cute little 15-year-old student of yours to try on the mermaid costume that you perfectly designed for her in your basement by yourself over the past 2 months.
By the way, it was a middle school girl, not
and middle school ages last I checked are what, like from 10 to 13?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range?
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that it's seen as somewhat or incredibly inappropriate for a middle school teacher to be pulling aside a 10 to 13-year-old student. What grade was she in? Does it say the specific grade? Very relevant, Terry.
Well, is it now?
Pulling aside a middle school student and asking her if she wouldn't mind putting on a mermaid costume that you think is going to be perfect for her. Very flattering. Oh, it'll play against the green and gold flecks in her eyes. And it will be a very rewarding experience for both of them. And she was willing to do it, didn't do it, reported him. Obviously, what happened there?
Yeah, she reported him.
Mm-hmm.
So
when he's playing Kiss the Girl, as you walk in, that's a little awkward.
Not good.
And now his whole teaching career is kind of like hanging in the balance because Some would conclude that he made an error in judgment by asking a, let's say, 12-year-old girl to put on a mermaid costume.
Yeah, a little unprofessional. But what's interesting is they suspended him without pay.
I love creepy guys. They provide so much entertainment for the world, Terry. The creepy men of the world, try on this mermaid costume.
And I'm the handsome fisherman that rescues you from the sea.
Yes.
Yeah,
I already have my costume.
What's the best tonight?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's Chicken and Sea commercial, Terry. Come on. Anyway, so is he suspended? Is he?
He's suspended for 3 days without pay. They did not terminate him.
That's a little severe.
What?
How long did they go over his track record? I would like to know other relevant factors of his career. How long had he been on the job before he snapped in this creepy moment and asked to put on a mermaid costume? How many years of service did he put into being a teacher, Terry? I mean, if he was a second-year guy, it's a bigger story as far as being a situation where this guy needs to be removed than if he's a 20-year veteran. Maybe we'd need to hear his reason as to why he needed to have this middle school student put in the mermaid costume. Is there anything that he could offer as far as a defense that would make sense to you, or there's nothing he could say?
I'll let you know that he has been with the school system since 1990.
The man has been on the job 17 years.
Probably a marine biologist.
One bad moment and he's done? I'm asking you a question that I'm still waiting for an answer on. Is there anything this man could say in his defense that you'd be like, oh, now I get it. Yeah, the mermaid costume. Good move. Mm-hmm. Is there anything he could offer?
That's a tough sell.
Is there even any reason to call him into the superintendent's office and say, Mr. Johnson there, why did you ask 12-year-old Julie to put on the mermaid costume? And then all of a sudden he says something and you're like, oh, yeah. Is there anything like that? Is there any possibility of that?
Thinking about directing the school play, A Little Mermaid, this year, and we're having tryouts in my office.
Or Splash.
I'm going over possible scripts for the school play. I needed to see about a potential lead for the play that I was considering, Little Mermaids, and I wanted to see little Julie in this outfit.
You know what is so funny is that is actually, oh my God, I swear you read this, but that is similar to what he used as an excuse. Because apparently
there's only one excuse anyone could think of, Terry.
Well, and it had to do with the Little Mermaid, the Disney thing, because the principal asked the teacher who's in trouble to write out the account of what happened. Right. And because initially what happened is the little girl wanted the teacher to photograph her with her a guitar that was made by her grandfather. Okay.
All right, now I'm way lost.
Yeah, I know it's kind of out of pocket, but I'm just trying to tie it all in for you.
Of course. Yeah, you're doing a good job.
I know, and I'm
go ahead.
confusing you. But anyway, that's how the photography came into question anyway.
So she's the one who got the ball rolling on this whole, private little session that they may have had going on there. And then all of a sudden he talks about a mermaid costume, and now he's in trouble. She was the one who initiated the little situation by saying, will you take pictures of me with my guitar?
Well, because her grandfather is a guitar maker, and there was an article that she brought, because he's a music teacher, she brought an article into the class that talks about a newspaper article that had talked about her grandfather.
Make
and that's how
stop.
you're
Terry's hemorrhaging. Yes,
I'm
go
not.
ahead.
Never mind. Forget it. Anyway, it had to do with the Little Mermaid, and he used that as the excuse that somehow he tied it into.
But what you're saying is that she was the one who went to him. He didn't go to her. She's the one who first offered, please, Mr. So-and-so, take pictures of me with my guitar. And then he said, well, why don't you put on this Little Mermaid costume that I have in my closet here?
Yes.
Still wrong, even though she has to have the picture.
Here it says, after photographing her with his guitar, the teacher suggested that she pose in a Disney costume and offered her the Little Mermaid costume in his closet.
Now, the Pocahontas one was a little itchy, so she switched.
All right,
his excuse was pictures of our recent Disney dinner did not turn out, so I needed some pictures of students in the Disney costumes to help record the events along with other activities for the year.
Very good. All right, wonderful. Creepy bastard needs to be fired. Anyhow.
When he goes back to work, all the kids should be in mermaid outfits.
But I'm sure it was well worth it for him. Anyway.
Crazy.
Did she pose before she ratted on him or no?
No.
Oh. That'd be a memory you could take to the grave. Anyhow. Do you want to do one more story? Should I go to the phones here? 1-866-663-T-Man. Let me go to Oh, man, now my phone situation isn't working? Assistant producer is currently not connected to a server. Wonderful. What did they do here to me? I can't even go to all these. I got Sarah in Seattle with marital problems. I got Tim in Lakewood. Mayweather will lose. I got all these people, Bonnie and San Ramon with a relationship issue. I can't. My phone's not working here.
Pick one. I'll punch it up.
Go to Sarah in Seattle.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Good morning.
What can I do for you, baby?
Well, I've been married for 5 years, and my work schedule kind of conflicts with my husband's, and I've been feeling like I want to
Have an affair, yes.
find other ways to meet my needs.
Terry, she's frustrated. She's had enough of this isolated little situation that she feels she's been in for too long. This is not what she expected when she, I want to ride the levels here, where she decided to give herself over to someone for the rest of her life in a state of holy matrimony. This is not what she signed up for, this loneliness. And what better way to feel less lonely than to find a stranger and ride him like a bandit on the way out of town, Terry? That's what she's saying. Is that what you're saying, Sarah?
Pretty much.
But she says it's her work schedule, correct? Or
It's both. I work.
Oh.
I just got off work this morning. I listen to you guys every morning when I get off work. I get off at like 7, and my husband goes to work at 7.
Two of us.
So you work nights, he works days, so that's why it's so tough.
So you're half to blame, is what you're saying. Well, because you're half to blame, it gives you less of a justification. Everyone likes a good justification, a good rationalization for going out and cheating on the person they supposedly love. And you're going to be hard. Yes.
Hold on. We own a business, so technically he doesn't have to work. He has workers that work for him, and he just finds other things to occupy his time, like perhaps middle of the day.
So you can't help but take that personally, because he could easily be home if he really wanted to be, but he obviously wants to be as far away from you as possible. That's the way you're seeing it. So he goes to his business, even though it runs itself, to basically, as you see it, get away from you.
That's how I feel. Yeah, I'm 26 years old. He's 43. I need a piece of ass now and then.
Okay, easy now. Well, it sounds like you already have made up your mind. So what time is it going to happen today? Because obviously it's not something that is going to be hard for you to manipulate and work on for days and weeks to make happen. It's what? It's not what?
It's not who I am, though. It's how I feel, and I've learned to feel through my feelings to avoid stupid decisions. But, I mean, it's just how I feel.
It's who you're becoming, though.
Interesting.
Not really. Anyway, I can't even work the phones here. I'm so distracted I can't even do it. Don't worry about it. All right. Thanks a lot for the call. All right? Yeah.
The T-Man Show.
Hello?
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Should I even bother? Is everything working, Pasty? Why do I doubt that? Can everyone hear me? Is everything working? Is everything wonderful? Oh, isn't that a nice luxury? Now, I don't know why this has to happen, Terry. I don't know. All I need is a microphone with an on-off switch and a phone that sits right in front of me with 2 lines. Any other added technology is unnecessary because it just breaks down. All right?
All right.
Do they do this on purpose just to frustrate me? To get me out of my game? Are they all spies working for other stations? Is that what they are?
We know how to break him down.
Call in Jack Bauer to help you if you need.
Yeah, I know. We'll get Jack Bauer on it.
All I know is I had a great caller that I would have loved to have been able to punch up myself, but even after she was on the line, talking about how she's considering an extramarital little affair kind of session situation, and we could have worked out a plan for her, Terry. I had so much I could have done with her. I had engineers running around trying to fix that and the other thing. I can't concentrate. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do, Terry?
Man, engineers are distracting. The smell of Maple Bar and Old Spice is a little much.
I knew we were in for trouble when the engineers in Seattle told me when I walked in this morning, they said, we're going to try something that'll make the sound even better this morning. I'm like, the sound was fine Monday and Tuesday. There's no reason if it ain't broke to mess with it. You know what I'm saying? I knew we were in trouble this morning. I knew it. But I'm not going to let it get me down, Terry.
Okay.
Even though these spies that are on other stations' payrolls are here trying to destroy all the equipment, I'm not going to let it get to me. We have front row tickets to give away to the bomb. I'm going to give away tickets to the Global Import Domestic Car Show because I wanted to spend a lot of time taking calls on anything anyone wanted to talk about, but I guess that was too much to ask. I guess. So before anything else breaks, let me go to more commercials here, Terry. And then when we come back, I'll keep it simple. And we'll play our second day in a row, and there won't be a third. As much as everyone is blown away and fascinated by homemade headlines, there won't be a third. But we will be playing that when we get back. For very, very valuable prizes. Yes. I'm looking at all the calls up on there, trying to talk about this and that. No, the affair you just had last week. I'd love to hear about it, but I'm not gonna press my luck here, Terry. And
okay.
All you get are whammies.
Mm-hmm. So, as I said, when we return. 1-866-663-T-Man. Hopefully all the phone issues will be ironed out by then. And we'll give away front row seats to the bomb. Front row. Woo! So close, you're going to scare DJ Young, Mims, and all the rest. I love to leave a concert with Bone Thugs and Harmony sweat all over me, Terry. I don't know about you.
I'm not washing the shirt for a week.
So, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and all you have to do is get into the mind of the T-Man, a place that you definitely don't want to be right now, trust me.
I'm going to pick my
And yet, that's where you have to go. Give something.
Which one of the lyrics to that?
Oh, now you know. Follow the bouncing ball. Oh, yes. You can't get any closer than the front row, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? You can't get any tighter to your favorite artist than the front row. You always wondered if Sierra was a hermaphrodite. Now you'll know. Front row status, the bomb 2007. End of the segment. Somebody's got the seats.
Yeah.
But, of course, Terry, this makes those listening in the Northwest right now feel a little bit left out. The fact that we're playing a game that we've played numerous times. Homemade headlines. And really, I mean, what can you do with front row seats to the bomb at this point when the show is less than 48 hours, about 36 hours away? Tomorrow night, HP Pavilion, you really can't do much with them if you're listening in the Northwest, which is why we've been focusing on the global bomb kind of theme, Terry. The bomb is the biggest concert of your calendar year in the Bay, and the Global Import Domestic Car Show is the big deal in the Northwest. So I'll be giving away tickets to both in this segment here, Terry.
All right.
But, of course, I mean, I don't know how you can provide front row for anything in a car show atmosphere kind of thing. You really can't do that. So I hope no one here feels slighted, but
unless you call shotgun.
I knew our crack staff would figure something out. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm prepared to read 5 headlines to you in a game that we like to call homemade headlines. Woo! The objective is, the idea is, the hope is. Maybe you heard this yesterday. You won't be hearing it tomorrow. I gave away second row seats yesterday, Terry. Oh, the camaraderie you'll have with your fellow winner when you look behind you and see they got second row seats after you win today, because today we're giving away front row seats. To whoever can identify which of these 5 headlines I personally, in the last few moments during the break, made up, Terry, even considering all that's gone wrong this morning. Technically, I'm sitting here working my butt to the bone.
Wow.
Trying to make up a bogus headline or trying to stump the listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So I am about to read you, everyone listening that is hoping to be in the front row to the bomb, 5 headlines. 4 have been published. 4, if you were to scour the periodicals, the magazines, the publications of our world right now, you would find these stories in many a rag and or magazine or something close to it. Yes, they have been written up. They are out there. They were not made up by me. Only one of these headlines was. It's up to you to figure out which one the made-up headline is amongst the 5 following headlines, and I'll read them to you now. Unless there are any questions. I can't imagine there are, since we just played this yesterday, Terry. Yesterday was the first day we had played this game in about 2 years. And now here we are, back-to-back days, but for today, we're playing for the front row.
Big practice.
You should be feeling the tingling, Terry, when I say that. You feeling the tingling?
I'm anticipating.
Okay.
I'm anticipating.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't you? All right. Well, don't get crazy now. Well, you're going to be helping me here, Terry, because the 4 true stories, the 4 non-headlines that were not made up by me, are stories that you have in your studio there that if someone selects them, if someone makes the error in not being able to pick out the made-up headline and picks a true story, you're going to read them a bit of the story so they know they haven't been duped here. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You and Stan and Hopsketch and everyone's going to be assisting in this process. The 5 headlines are about to be read now. If you need to make notes, do it. Here we go. Headline number 1.
Number 1.
Oh, goody. Here we go.
Can't wait. This is over now because of this. Headline number 1.
First headline.
The funny thing is, he can't help but do that.
I know.
I could say it 33 times, and 33 times without being able to control himself. I'll have to make some reference to saying headline number 1, Terry. It's like a reflex reaction by him. Headline number 1.
Number 1.
Bigfoot. Headline number 1.
Number 1.
Bigfoot footprints reveals to scientists that he loves to salsa dance. Yes, that is your headline number 1. I hope you're writing it down. Yes, Bigfoot's footprints reveals to scientists what a new discovery that has been now documented by the scientists of our world, Terry. Would you have thunk, after all the discoveries made in the Bigfoot world, that after all this time, we wouldn't have known until now that he loves to salsa dance? Woo! And this just in, Sasquatch loves to lambada!
Oh, I knew it. He looked really dirty.
That is your headline number 1. Is that a real story? Is that a made-up story? That's for you to decide. Bigfoot footprints reveals to scientists that he loves to salsa dance. Headline number 2.
Number 2.
Hey, is the lambada still forbidden?
It is the forbidden dance, always will be.
Oh, okay.
Yes, no matter how much advancement we make in society, the lambada will always be the forbidden dance. Headline number 2.
Second headline.
Number 2. Lay down to this here. Headline number 2.
Number 2.
Carnival employee hired by White House for her mind-reading expertise. Carnival employee. Must have been a hell of an employee hired by the White House for her mind-reading expertise, Terry. Can you believe this? Could this be happening? Did I write this one? Did I make this one up? Well, I mean, Bill Clinton used to talk to Miss Cleo every day. I don't think he hired her, Terry. But there's always a place on the staff. You never know when it's going to come in handy, when it might be useful. In this day and age, Carnival employee hired by White House for her mind-reading expertise. Headline number 3.
Number 3.
Hope you wrote number 2 down, just like you did number 1, so we don't have to refer back to them too much. Headline number 3.
Third headline.
Woman finds curse word on her department store receipt. Jerry, you'd think they'd want to keep the clientele happy. You'd think you walk into a Target, a Walmart, a TJ Maxx, a Macy's, a J.C. Penney. You plop down your dollar to buy the merchandise. You don't need to see the F-bomb, the C-word, whatever she may have found. Unless, of course, I wrote this and I know exactly what I was thinking. You don't expect to find a curse word on your receipt. Have a nice day, P-word. You don't expect to find that if you're a customer.
That's not good.
Could that be true? Could that be a story that's out there? If you were, ladies and gentlemen, to rip through all the magazines that the world has on its newsstands right now, would you find this story? Woman finds curse word on her department store receipt. That's headline number 3. Headline number 4.
Just like that, we're at number 4.
Oh, Jesus.
I think I hate him more and more every day.
Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like you're at the point where you want to punch him? Because I'm glad I'm not there right now. Anyway, headline number 4.
Number 4.
Barack Obama courts mermaid vote. That's headline number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Could it be true? Could I have made it up? Barack Obama courts mermaid vote. Terry, you can't leave any stone unturned when you're in this race for the White House. You're in this race for the presidency. You can't neglect any race, religion, creed, focus group. You got to go for them all. If you forget the mermaids and Hillary Clinton gets them, you're done. Barack Obama courts the mermaid vote.
Last time it was Christians, this time mermaids, huh?
Thanks for the added little footnote there, Stephen. What we do with that?
I do more than just repeat the number.
Oh, geez.
Both groups equally crazy.
Thank you, Rosie.
We are up to the final headline. That would be number 5 if you're keeping score at home.
Final headline, number 5.
Headline number 5.
Number 5.
Woman, oh, geez. Headline 5.
Number 5.
You thought you could throw him off.
Yeah, he's quick.
Numero
really
5, I should say.
Woman caught shoplifting blames it on her irritable bowel syndrome. That's headline number 5. Woman caught shoplifting blames it on her irritable bowel syndrome. Terry, I've heard excuses as to why you needed to steal, why you got caught with the goods, the merchandise. But to say, oh, I had to take a hefty dump, and that's why you see all this stuff in my bag?
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
That is headline number 5. Now, why people are calling in right now, they couldn't be so ready to be able to identify the made-up headline so quick. You have to think, you have to consider, you have to analyze, you have to reflect, you have to look up and down your scorecard of all the 5 headlines that obviously, if you're doing your homework, you wrote down so you can win front row seats to the bomb. And then, only then, can you call into the program at 1-866-663-TMAN. That's 1-866-663-TMAN. And be able to say, T-Man, I have no problem with this. I absolutely know which one you made up, which one you wrote. I know the other 4 are real, and I know this one is a T-Man originated headline. There you go. Now, before I go to the phones, I want to give people some time, those who are realizing what's at stake here, front row seats to the biggest concert of your calendar year. I want that to sink in. I'm going to go to the phones right now only for people in the Northwest who want to go to the Global Import and Domestic Car Show, Terry. I don't want them to feel slighted because the odds are there's nothing you can do at this point. With the show being tomorrow with front row seats to the bomb, I'm going to go to the phones and give away a couple of pairs. While everyone considers the 5 headlines and homemade headlines, I am now going to go to the phones and find some winners for the Global Import and Domestic Car Show at this time.
And I'm telling you right now, when I spin a rim great. And
okay, well, that's good to know. I'm sure he's doing it right now in his own apartment with the shades drawn, hopefully.
He practices all the time.
Yeah.
You're on the air. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
This is Irene
Irene, where are you calling from, Irene?
from Pacific.
And what can I do for you this morning, baby?
I'm calling to see if I can win tickets
To what?
to the Global Import.
Irene, you can, and you have.
Good job, Irene.
As long as you,
Come on, Irene.
as long as you just tell us the basic answer to the basic question. What are you wearing? Oh, just what's your MySpace? All right, hang on, you've won. Well done. There you go. I don't have time for it anyway. Yeah, I'll ask her off the air. I have her on hold. You're on the air. Who's this?
This is mine.
Your name is what?
Brr.
Hey, Dama. Who's this?
Brian.
Brian, from where?
Auburn.
And you would like free tickets to the Global Import and Domestic Car Show, Brian?
Yes, sir.
That's why you're calling at this time?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've done it effectively, and it's Mr. Sir. You have won the tickets that you were looking for. Congratulations, Brian.
Good job. Good job, Mom.
Thank you.
I said congratulations, Brian. He's blown away with emotion. Okay, very well. There you go. There's two very happy listeners, I'm sure, in their own way. They're celebrating. Let me go over the 5 headlines one last time, Terry, and then we go to the phones to try to find a winner for front row seats to the bomb. Headline number one was Bigfoot footprints reveals to scientists that he loves the salsa dance. Headline number two. Carnival employee hired by the White House for her mind-reading expertise. Headline number 3. Woman finds curse word on her department store receipt. Headline number 4. Barack Obama courts the mermaid vote. Headline number 5. Woman caught shoplifting blames it on her irritable bowel syndrome. One of those headlines is made up. Which one is it? 1-866-663. T-Man is the number to call to get yourself in the front row, Terry. Isn't it just amazing to think that someone out there who may not even have thought they had a chance to even go to the Bomb 2007 not only will be there tomorrow night, but he's sitting in the most prime choice seats in the entire HB Pavilion?
Yep.
That's the answer I was looking for. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
YEP.
Yes, who's this?
Mimi
Mimi, from where?
from Oakland.
Do you know what a dramatic time this is for you? You should probably be able to tell by the music you can't hear right now that I'm hoping will start at any moment. Yes, there it is. Mimi.
Yes.
The drama in Homemade Headlines is building, and the focus is right now on you.
Oakland.
Mimi, turn down your radio. I don't want to fight with your radio. If that's what we're going to have happen here, I'm going to go to the next caller. I can't have that. I mean,
No,
you're
you're not fighting with my radio.
Oh, I was hoping I wouldn't be. You're in a very good situation right now. You have a 20% chance. Or better, depending on how well you're able to play Homemade Headlines. You got a 20% chance or better in a matter of seconds of having me tell you that you're going to be sitting in the front row of the Bomb 2007. Is that a spot you want to be in, Mimi?
Hell yeah.
I was thinking it was. Now, the only thing standing in the way of you and those 2 seats that may have your name on it in the front row is telling me which one the made-up headline is, Mimi. Mimi from where? From Oakland?
Oakland.
Yes, that's what I said. All right, easy, take it easy.
Okay.
Mimi Space. She's fired up for the game. She's fired up for our homemade headline. Now, Mimi, I'm assuming you heard all 5 headlines and you can recite them all for me if I asked you to. Is that right?
Yes.
You listened carefully. You heard all the differences between the headlines, and you were able to make a really good guess at which one I wrote. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, you don't sound convincing. Did you hear all 5 headlines or not? I hope you didn't just, hear the last 2 and you're calling in.
No, I heard all 5 headlines.
Okay. Well, then we're ready to proceed. Mimi in Oakland.
She's from Oakland.
I ask you. Oh, I mean Oakland, yeah. I ask you at this time to tell me, for front row seats to the Bomb, which one is the made-up headline?
Barack Obama
Mimi believes that I, Terry, sat here during the break and I, in longhand form, wrote out the words, Barack Obama courts the mermaid vote. Maybe you're underestimating the shrewd nature at which Barack Obama is going about the campaign for president. Maybe he realizes, as I said, you can't leave any stone unturned, and those who consider themselves mermaids have just as big a right to get in that voting booth with their swishy tail and pluck down their choice for president as much as anyone. And you want to take this moment right now and say, T-Man, I jumped the gun, I was a little hasty, the pressure got to me too much, I would like to reconsider and change my choice. Would you like that option at this time, Mimi? Where's the music?
You know what? Let me think. One second.
It's happened once before, Terry. It's happened once before. It was satisfying.
I think I'm going to stick with that. I just think I'm going to go with that one.
You're going to stick with Barack Obama courts the mermaid vote.
Yeah.
Mimi, how would you look in the front row if you were to be told you were the winner?
Oh, I would look bomb, of course.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's certainly keeping with the theme of the moment.
Yeah.
Double bomb.
Triple
a bonus.
bomb.
Oh,
A
jeez.
bonus.
Yeah, take that, Stephen.
Mamie, when you woke up, it sounds like you're in your car. When you woke up this morning, you got yourself all giddied up. When you got yourself all excited about the day that is to be Wednesday, the 2nd of May. Dos de Mayo. Did you feel like something spectacular was going to happen?
You know what? Sort of. But, I always call your show and I never get in. So it was just like I was shocked that I actually got through.
It's just spectacular that she got through, Terry. So the rest would be gravy. So the rest would be gravy. If I told her she got front row seats to the bomb, it would just be gravy.
Mm-hmm. It would.
Well, no gravy for you because you picked the wrong headline.
Oh, not good.
I'm sorry, baby. I was rooting for you, Mimi.
All right.
Thank you for the call. Terry, why don't you read a bit of that story, or whoever has that story, to inform people that Barack Obama is all over it, baby. Hillary Clinton's going to neglect that mermaid vote. She's going to be on her ass. What do you got as far as that story, Terry?
Dateline, Galveston, Texas. Democratic presidential hopeful Barack Obama made a campaign stop on Galveston's busy waterfront, but not to address the dock workers. The candidate set up his podium at a pier's edge and faced the Gulf of Mexico, speaking directly to the mermaids who live in the vicinity.
Unbelievable.
Pretty savvy move, I think.
Yeah. I think when you look back and you analyze what went right, what went wrong with election 2008, you may pinpoint this as a key moment. But as far as our moment is concerned, the game goes on! You're on the air.
Hello?
You're on the air.
I'm on the air?
That's what we do here, yes. We do a little nickel and dime radio show. Maybe you've heard of it. Yes, you're on the air. Who is this?
This is Benjamin calling from Richmond.
Bitchman from Richmond?
Yes.
That I don't believe more of these headlines.
Turn your radio down, sir.
Hello?
How closely have you been listening, Bitchman?
Yeah.
Bitchman, you're listening too much to your radio. I'm asking you a question.
Come here.
Oh,
jeez. He's calling for help. He's calling for the cavalry, Terry. He's calling for assistance.
Tell your brother Boakland to turn it down.
You don't have... Yeah. Dude,
Hello?
you don't have much time. You don't have much time. I'm going to ask you one last question. How closely have you been listening to these headlines, Bitchman
Hello?
from
Yeah,
Richmond?
I think it's the one.
I didn't ask yet.
No.
How closely have you been listening to
these?
these?
The one about Bigfoot, the salsa one.
We'll go on his pace, Terry. Bitchman, which one do you think is the made-up headline? Bitchman!
I've been listening close to these headlines.
He's talking to his radio.
Very close.
Not good.
Bitchman, don't talk to your radio. Turn it down. It's confusing you, sir. I know you're all caught up in the emotion of this game, but turn your radio all the way down, Bitchman and Richmond.
Okay, it's all the way down.
Okay, the made-up headline. I'm going to cut my losses. Which one is the made-up headline, Bitchman and Richmond?
The latest one is the one about the Bigfoot, the salsa one.
Ah, Bigfoot footprints reveals to scientists that he loves to salsa dance. Benjamin and Richmond, would you like to take this this chance, this opportunity to say to yourself, I got a silly name, I made a silly choice, it's a silly time right now, I want to get a little bit more on point, I want to throw out a different headline to give myself a better opportunity to be in that front row spot tomorrow night at the Bomb. Would you like that chance right now, Bitchman and Richmond?
Let me take a second to think about that.
Wow, they're starting to think about it these
Thinking
days.
music or not?
Wow, it's a good move, Terry. A lot of people have missed the opportunity that could have put them in the seats that they were hoping to be in. All right, Bitchman, you've had all the...
Yeah,
Yes.
I would like to change it.
Uh-huh. All right, to what?
To the one about the carnival person going to the White House.
So you're going to go from Bigfoot footprints reveals to scientists that he loves the salsa dance. You're going to scrap that one, and you're going to say, T-Man, you're right. I listen to everyone who has the opportunity to reconsider. They don't do it. You think more clearly when you're thinking the second time around, when you've had more of a chance to reflect. I'm reflecting. Here I am, Bitchman and Richmond. I'm thinking clearer than ever, and I'm changing my response. I'm going with carnival employee hired by White House for her mind-reading expertise.
Yeah.
Oh, Terry, this is a big turn of events.
It is.
Well, because now he's changed his response, I'm going to give him another opportunity.
Whoa, double opportunity.
To rethink his position. A very interesting position he's in right now. He's changed his response once. Would he like to change it again? Can we go on all day like this with Richmond and Bitchman, or vice versa, deciding to continually change his response so we never find out the answer?
Ooh.
I would like to stay that one. Stay that one.
You're going to stick with
Yeah, I'm gonna
carnival
stick with
employee. You're going to stick with carnival employee hired by White House for her mind-reading expertise.
Yeah.
Now, Bitchman, how troubling would it be for you if you found out that the one you originally gave out was the correct response? Could you live with that? Would you be able to move on with your day, with your life, Richmond? Would you be able to show your face around Richmond, knowing that everyone is aware that you had the front row seats, but you changed your response? Are you willing to realize what's at stake here? You're going to stick with number two, headline number two.
Yes.
Wow, Bitchman is taking a big risk here, Terry.
I know.
Bitchman, are you the risk-taking kind of guy? Are you the kind of guy who loves to throw them dice and see where they land? Is that the kind of style you've become accustomed to and it's worked out? It's paid off for you?
Yeah. I'm a risk-taking guy.
Bitchman,
Yeah.
you made a very unorthodox move. You made a very big, kind of risk-taking kind of chance here. And I would like to be the first to inform you that your risk-taking style has paid off with huge dividends because Bitchman and Richmond has picked out the right headline. He's sitting in the back row. I don't even know if Bitchman knows what's going on here.
I know.
She's going to hear it 7 seconds from now.
They're all screaming for something.
Bitchman. Bitchman.
Oh, now we got it. 7 seconds later, he gets it.
Oh, yes.
Bitchman.
Yes.
Oh, Bitchman.
Yes.
Oh, Bitchman, baby.
Yes. Hello?
You're sitting in the front row. You did it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, jeez. Terry.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Huh?
Bitchman, did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Front row seats for the Bob.
Yes, I get to see Bone Thugs.
Front row seats for the Bob is going to Bitchman and Richmond.
Congrats.
Yes.
What is he
About ready to pass out, it sounds like.
Are you hyperventilating? Are you okay, Bitchman? Is there anything you want to say? You want to make a short speech? What do you got?
Yes. I was going to say that I love my girlfriend very much, Susie, in Richmond.
Well, she's going to love... I don't know how that's really on the subject, but she's going to love you that much more now, Bitchman, because you're a lucky guy. You changed your answer.
I love you guys so much.
Oh, Bitchman, we love you twice as much. You changed your answer. Bitchman had the wrong answer. Took the opportunity, Terry, changes his response, and because of that, he's front row with his girlfriend, Susie.
Yeah.
Is that her name, Susie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Susie from Richmond.
Oh, let me tell you. Go to the seats. You'll see them. They'll be perfectly identifiable. They'll have a little label on them that says Bitchman and Susie. In the front row tomorrow night at the HB Pavilion. Hang on the line, Bitchman. We'll give you more details. You are a lucky guy, sir.
I bet Susie's parents love Bitchman.
I bet they do.
Mom, Dad, this is Bitchman.
I don't know how you can be a person who doesn't love Bitchman. He's just a lovable Bitchman.
No,
now Bitchman.
Grandma, that's Bitchman with a B. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just am very happy for you, sir. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. And so how do I get the ticket?
Oh, Lord.
Bitchman, I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay.
And you'll get all those details.
Okay.
Hang on, sir. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, way to go.
Oh, if only everyone could be a Bitchman in Richmond, Terry. Man did it.
He did.
Crazy luck. Yeah, I want to change my response. Who the hell changes their response, Terry?
Because, I mean, Bigfoot salsa dancing sounds very believable. I'd want to shy away from that, too.
Can you quickly read us that story about the Bigfoot salsa dancing footprints so everyone knows that this was a published story and not made up by me?
Well, T-Man, it was in the Weekly World News, and you can actually see video of it on their website.
Right next to Bat Boy's video?
That's right.
Okay, yes. All right, and what does it say? Does it say anything or what?
Just talks about the video and says that he has footprints that reveal the mastery of split turns and open breaks and salsa-style dancing.
In the Weekly World News, where everyone gets their hardcore information.
That's right.
And it certainly has worked out well for Bitchman. I think every good concert needs a front row seat taken by a man named Bitchman.
Hopefully he won't show up 7 days later.
Okay.
As if I wasn't hyped up enough at the bar, we got Bitchman and Richmond sitting in the front row. Terry, as you look at the time, you notice that we're bringing the radio portion of the program to an end, and I bet the last thing anyone would expect me to do this morning, considering all the technical glitches we've had this morning and all the frustration I'm dealing with on this particular day, the last thing anyone would anticipate is an after show.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason I feel like doing it. Yes, because nobody expects that I would be interested in sticking around for extra time to do an after show today. I will be doing for internet listeners only at www.thetmanshow.com.
It cost me a lot of money just now.
You better be going to your computers right now, because in a matter of moments, the T-Man in the Morning after show will begin, not on the radio anywhere in this country or this world of ours.
No way, no how.
Only, thank you, Stephen, for the seconding of the motion. Only available on the World Wide Web, brought to you by Al Gore. Now, what was that?
I'm doing the after show topless today, just so people know.
Wow. Well, you can do that because decency standards don't really apply, which is why I'm excited to introduce our after show co-host for this morning, Terry.
Yeah?
Would you welcome in our afternoon after show co-host?
And not afternoon, but after show.
Thank you for correcting. That's why he's here, Terry, because he keeps me in line, keeps me in check, and keeps all the facts just that, factual. And yes, John will be co-hosting this morning's after show at www.thetmanshow.com. We'll also be giving away to a first caller on the after show only a global bomb kind of moment, either global import and domestic car show tickets or tickets, not front row to sit next to Bitchman and Richmond, but you're in the building to be going to the HB Pavilion for the Bomb 2007. The first caller will have that opportunity, Terry. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you all the stuff that's going to be going on the after show at www.thetmanshow.com. Just because everyone in the entire industry, not to mention in this building, Not to mention, in management and Clear Channel, expected that the last thing I'd be interested in doing this morning would be an after show. That's why I'm doing it. www.thetmanshow.com is where the after show is going to take place 30 seconds after we sign off. Now, Terry, I also want your contributions. I want one good remaining story from TB Free, one that you never really got a chance to get to this morning. Pick one of your favorites out. Steven is next up for after-show festivities to tell people something revealing about him that nobody is aware of, including the people he's worked with for so many years. I don't know if we'll get to that today, Stephen.
That's good. I can't think of anything.
You are next up, and it better be good. So if I call on you today, you better think of something, or the after show doesn't end until we're satisfied that you've hit us with a little nugget of something interesting.
All right.
Terry Free had her moment on an after show where she told us something that we never could have imagined about her.
Dirty.
I was the one who led off with telling you my little story about the ambulance ride and the hospital and then pumping me with Benadryl. I told you that story that only internet listeners know about. Mm-hmm. And on today's after show, or the next time I call on someone, maybe it won't be today, maybe it will, time permitting, Stephen Kilbreath will tell us something about himself that we're all dying to know, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Jeez.
But as far as the radio portion of the T-Man in the Morning Show, it is in the books. The after show begins at www.thetmanshow.com in 30 seconds.
The T-Man Show.
All right, so if you maybe just want to give us a countdown, maybe like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Vinny, and then on 1 we'll be ready to go.
10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4.
Oh, you don't really have to do that. It's not really necessary.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after A little overdone, maybe you think? I don't know.
Good night, everybody.
Let me welcome in. Oh, Vinnie the Pooh, I hear his voice. He wants to join in on the after show because he has a lot of people across the country that are family members of his that are listening that he promised he'd be on the after show. Welcome, Vinnie the Pooh. Welcome to the after show. I'm sorry you didn't have a moment where you could be on the radio portion of the show this morning. What's going on with you? You excited to be going to the Bomb 2007? You all worked up for that? Okay, great. Let's welcome in our esteemed colleague, our co-host for the after show. That, ladies and gentlemen, can only be one person.
It can only be John. John, good morning. Thank you for coming to the after party because, hey, Vinny.
What's going on, John?
You sound like can I say anything or am I?
Say what you have to say.
That one.
Oh, boy.
Well, consistent with the regular portions of the show, Terry, you can't make heads or tails of anything John says. So, internet users should feel right at home with the after show and John's contributions.
After show streaming live. Thank you for coming on to the after show party Bomb 2007. That's right.
Yes. And, John, why don't you tell us how you plan to spend, for after-show listeners only, on www.thetmanshow.com.
That's tmanshow.com.
That's right. Who are very fortunate to be listening almost in a private kind of screening kind of way, Terry. It's kind of like the exclusive club portion of the program. Yeah, that's what I need, John, to echo my sentiments. Why don't you tell everyone what your Cinco de Mayo plans are? Because that's what after-show listeners want to hear about.
My Cinco de Mayo plan is to spend a lot of time with those lovely our listeners out there somewhere, well, around the city. Who knows what I'm going to be doing?
Okay, that's really what it comes down to. The man has no
plans. Whether taking my boxers off, whether kissing off a billboard, who knows?
I think it depends on where his mom's going to drive him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely that.
Well, yeah, that is right, Scott. It depends where my mom's going to drive me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thanks for the
Well,
confirmation.
because you know what? I'm in favor of not drinking and driving. But I'll
That's
go
right.
wherever my mom is willing to take me.
That usually works out well, the not drinking and driving when you don't have an automobile in your possession. So, yeah, it makes it a lot easier to never get caught under the influence when you don't own a car.
Well, I do own a car, but I'd rather not drive where my bottle will not take me.
The good thing about being Dirt Poe and being a loser, Terry, is you tend to not get DUIs because you can't afford a vehicle. Ow!
Such willpower. How'd you do it?
Yeah, well, affording a vehicle and shaking everywhere I gotta freaking go. It's two different things, okay, T-Man?
Yes, but I'm glad that we have John co-hosting the after show. And John, being that you are the co-host, seeing that you are as with as much power as anyone on the after show, I would like to know from you where you would like to take the after show now. What direction would you like to throw it in? How would you like the after show's course of direction to go? Please take the reins.
Well, I'm saying take it to the next level. Drive me hard.
Here we are at the next level.
Whoa.
Thanks to John.
Look at the view up here.
Great.
I guess he has no specifics. So, Terry, what story do you have for us, for after-show listeners to enjoy?
Oh, well, I've got a story out of New York where some New Jersey toddlers got a taste of adult education when a cable TV giant replaced a Disney cartoon with hardcore porn. Unfortunately, yeah.
Are you sure?
The Handy Manny cartoon on Playhouse.
What cable company made this error, Terry? If it really was an error, someone kind of bored at the switch that just decided to shake things up a little bit, like John likes to do in his own studio apartment. What cable company is responsible for exposing toddlers and little children to pornography?
Comcast.
Oh, jeez.
Not the smallest cable outfit last I checked, Terry.
Yeah.
Comcast Cable had their children's programming get thrown to the sidelines while hardcore porn was put in front of the 4-year-olds.
Oh, yeah. The Handy Manny cartoon. Ooh, love it. On Playhouse Disney.
I watch a porno every week that has Handy Manny in the title, Terry, so I can see how they could make a little error there.
Does Steven have a Handy Manny on his hand?
I don't know, Stephen,
What would we do without our after-show co-host?
That's my revealing moment.
With the witty one-liners that he's bringing to the table.
When my drain backs up, who do
gonna be a
I
trick
call? Shake a Nut Plumbing.
What?
Shake a Nut Plumbing. That's why
Okay.
I think of Stephen Kilbreath every time that he shakes a nut and he comes up and plunges.
Is that okay to say? What?
No, I want a complete silence there, but never
I
mind.
was thinking about Vinnie and Pooh, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John, with material like this, it's amazing that all you have as far as a radio little schedule is co-hosting the after show. The fact that you don't have your own show with great one-liners. Like the Shake a Nut.
I got too many one-liners. The only problem is that you can't keep up with every one-liner I had to
Oh, that's what it must be, yes. Okay. John, why don't you, for Internet listeners who are listening to the after show right now so they can be in a position to win either global import and domestic car show tickets or tickets to the Bomb 2007, which is one day away, why don't you give them a code word so we know, in fact, that they are listening on the Internet to the after show, and they can prove it by calling 1-866-663-T-Man with that code word to choose what tickets they want.
663-T-Man with the special code word. And the code word of today being Beautiful Wednesday. Your code word is suck me.
What is it? You said the F word?
No.
S word.
Oh,
the S word?
No,
All
I
right.
said suck me.
I
got
it.
it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the code words. As much as it may bother you to have to realize that it came from John, and
it's more of an invitation,
obviously
I think, than
it
it
brings
is.
about visuals in his
And
mind
if
that maybe you would
wanna
like
go
to stay
Bomb
away from.
2007 or spin my rim, and I got a large rim to spin.
Yeah, of course. It won't hurt.
Anyway.
1-866-663-T-Man. You heard the code words for the after show.
Suck me.
Now, yes, we're more than fine hearing it just once.
And that's with an S, by the way.
Okay, yes. Let's go to the phones. 1-866-663-T-Man and find us a winner. First caller looks like it's this person. Who's this?
This is Dupree.
This is who?
Dupree.
Dupree.
Yeah.
And have you won? Didn't I hear you win
Yeah,
something
he
recently,
wins.
Dupree?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Are you a male prize pig, Dupree?
Yeah.
Oink, oink.
Okay, let's go to the second caller then. Who's this?
Justin
Dupree, give
from
someone
Seattle.
else a chance to win. This is who?
Justin.
Justin. Have you won anything recently or what?
Nope, not at all.
Not at all.
Vinny's questioning.
Yeah. Justin?
Yes.
We can check with our radio, after show, morning show files to find out if you're lying. Do you want to admit it? If you admit it right now, I'll throw you a 3-pack of CDs that you've won something and you were lying about it. Have you won something recently?
No, I have not.
I was going to give him CDs anyway. I was just trying to get him to admit it. Anyway, Justin, are you listening on the internet right now to the brilliant after show that we're throwing out there for you and an exclusive club of after show listeners to enjoy?
Yes, I am.
You are. And did you hear our esteemed colleague / co-host code words for someone to use to win whatever they are inclined to choose as far as tickets is concerned? Do you know what those code words are?
Yes, I do.
And those code words are...
Fuck me!
You got a little too much enjoyment out of saying that.
You
man.
did.
That was a good job,
Wow, Justin, way to go.
Wanted energy from the winter team, man. There
Yeah.
Put that in a promo.
I guess when I punched up Dupree and Justin's phone lines, I knocked off our co-host because now John is not on the
bummer.
after show any longer. Maybe he can
tells
call
me
back
he's- yeah.
in because the after show, I just feel naked without him, Terry.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to tell you, Justin and Puyallup, that you did know the code words to the after show as put out there by our co-host John, and that now makes you a winner.
Awesome, thank you.
And you would like tickets to what? I'm assuming the Global Import and Domestic Car Show. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll see you there, sir. Well done.
Thank you, T.
Yes. Let me now, I guess he's calling back in. Why don't you congratulate Justin, who was more than happy to throw out the code words to the after show, John.
Congratulations, Justin. You're going to the party, baby.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.
Hang on, Justin.
Hello,
one day-
T-Man Show.
One day you're not going to be able to
After
hide
party.
it. One day you're not going to be able to conceal it any longer. You're not going to be able to hide it. You are, in fact, not a human being, but a animated cartoon character. John, thank you for joining us on the after show.
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime you want to co-host the oh, never mind. Okay, there he is.
What does he have planned today?
Congratulations, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Bomb 2007 T-Man Show. And
Well, 2007 is over?
Oh, man.
How was
well, I can't say we'll take it to the next level or go to break because I guess we're just ending our internet level listening party.
That's right.
Thank
That's exactly
you.
what I wanted to say. Why don't you, give us the closing show credits on the T-Man of the Morning, internet only, after show. Go ahead.
Internet only after show. We're now closing out for the day, and thank you for tuning in to a level of improperty. The T-Man Show.